Okay. Can can everybody hear me? That's all I want to know. Should get the chat ready to pull up too. Want to know if everyone can hear me clearly. Yeah, this chat thing is messed up, um, but yeah. Hang on one more second. Okay, I'm guessing everyone. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. All right, everybody. Well, this is a stream that I have been wanting to do for quite some time. Anyways, what is going on, everyone? This is your Angry Birds NASCAR fan, the Blue GB48 fan here. And before we even begin this special live stream, first of all, I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, and I also wish you nothing but peace, humbleness, and kindness this holiday season. Hard to believe we're already close to the end of another wild and crazy year in 2021, and this was a pretty big year for the channel. This was a really big year for the channel, and it's honestly one journey that I honestly wouldn't change anything about it. But anyways, not much. I don't want to get too much about that. You all know the reason why you clicked on this stream here tonight. I actually have not pinged. I actually did not ping the. I actually have not pinged the Discord just yet. I wish I had that ability. I wish. Probably I should open that up to moderators too. Just to let everyone know when we actually go live. Obviously, I don't want to keep this. I don't want to keep this dragging on for too long, because I know we've got a log. We've got a race to rewatch, and it's over 3 hours long. We're gonna be here till possibly 11:30. So we're gonna be on here for a little bit, but we're gonna be rewatching. But yeah, we are going to be rewatching and revisiting Bob Jenkins' final NASCAR broadcast. As you all know, Bob Jenkins, he recently passed away earlier this year after a long battle against cancer. I believe it was brain cancer. But yeah, he sadly passed away at the age of 73. Without a doubt, one of possibly the greatest sports broadcasters who may have ever put on a headset, and his impact on the sport will forever be engraved in our memories for the rest of our lives. And he had quite the amount of legendary calls over the years, and it's really unfortunate, you know. I mean, cancer sucks, man. It really does. But you know, sometimes that's what life brings to you. You know, that's unfortunately life in a nutshell. And while he may be gone from us, that doesn't mean we still can't honor him by rewatching some of his greatest work as a broadcaster. And I know we've also and like I said, I know we've been dealing with quite a lot of tragedy here in the NASCAR community as of late. As we all know, Bob Keselowski recently passed away yesterday. Steve Richards from PRN Radio, he also passed away too. And yeah. But yeah, this race in particular, I wanted to do simply for the fact it was his last NASCAR broadcast and it was also the last run with ESPN. Unfortunately, it was also a lot of lasts. Specifically, Dale Earnhardt. This was his last completed race. And also Darrell Waltrip. This was also his final race as a NASCAR Cup Series driver. I mean, unfortunately, this race, it had both firsts and lasts. It had a mix of both. And I actually have not also. I mean, I have seen this race in small increments, but I have not seen the well, yeah, last completed Cup points race. Thank you, Day 500, for clearing that. But yeah, I have not seen this race in its entirety. I've only seen it in small increments. I know who wins the race, by the way. So I'm not gonna spoil that, especially to those who don't know about this race. But tonight, we are going to be reacting and rewatching the 2000 Napa 500 from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. So let's, without further ado, hopefully things are gonna look. Hopefully everything is gonna look smooth on my end. Hopefully, it isn't too quiet or too loud. If not, let me if there is any problems, let me know in the chat. Also, super chats are open for this stream. I do know that there is one part of this race that does contain a copyrighted song. We're not actually going to play that section. We are, however, going to play the beginning. Obviously, you know, the intro and all that stuff. But after that section, then we will go right on into it. But yeah, this is going to be quite a bit here. But we're going to be here pretty much most of the night. Whether likely, I don't think YouTube is going to take this down. I mean, Darian was able to do it with 1999, so I'm pretty sure 2000 isn't gonna kill much as well. Really quickly before we also begin, I want to address everybody in the chat: Saints, Piggies, Silver, Moff, Avery, Rafa, Tristan, Lexi, NASA, Racer Knight. I know Day 500 is here. C Will, what's up? Fireball. Obviously, I know you obviously, you know Fireball from the Discord. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this rewatching stream underway. Ladies and gentlemen, this is rewatching the 2000 Napa 500 Bob Jenkins final NASCAR broadcast.
After a day of waiting, the weather has cleared. And now we are ready for the 2000 NASCAR Winston Cup Series finale, the Napa 500.
All right, so now this is the part of the stream where it actually contains the copyrighted song, so we are now going to continue from right now.
3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks. He built a NASCAR team from scratch into a world champion. Everyone now knows that every little thing Joe Gibbs does is magic. He has always said the real joy was.
Let me know down in the chat if it's too quiet or too loud. Let me know in the chat.
Today, that 9-year journey is over, and people like crew chief Jimmy Makar and driver Bobby Labonte will compete for the first time as NASCAR's newest champions. Joe's mission statement says a higher power brought them to a championship. Today, they hope a higher horsepower sends them out as winners. They're pulling out all the stops. In football terminology, this one becomes a 500-mile Hail Mary. And as we learned long ago,
Now remember, a little bit quiet. Okay, hold on. I will let's take care of this right now. I will go ahead and actually raise up the desktop audio a little bit. Let's see if that does it. Yeah, remember, Matt Kenseth, this time, he was a rookie, along with Dale Jr.
12 drivers that have one more start than he has made. Rusty Wallace has 9 poles and 4 wins.
I love going back and watching old races. I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. It's a really good time, and it really makes us reflect and remember remember the glory days of NASCAR.
Rick's Rockets hope to send out a message today. Jeff Gordon and Jerry Nadeau start on the front row. Gordon, who's won 2 of the last 4.
Audio's good. Think the video itself is just uploaded with low audio. That's fine. We'll live with it.
Nadeau had a strong car here in the spring, but engine problems sidelined him then. The 25 team thinks that if it can be there at the end, Nadeau might be able to pick up his first career victory.
I'll go ahead and do that.
Here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Ray Dunlap.
Well, John, there's a couple other stories to watch today, and I think the biggest team we want to keep our eye on is Travis Carter Racing. They have 3 cars entered in the race today. The best qualifier, of course, is Todd Bodine. The 46.
Yeah, Todd Bodine, he was actually pretty solid in the early 2000s.
Guy to keep an eye on is Jimmy Spencer. Jimmy starts 16th today, and after a 5th place run at Homestead.
Yeah, this team was a little bit under the radar. They actually showed a lot of flashes, especially 2000.
Number 66 car. Darrell is a cultural icon in NASCAR.
Yes, Darrell Waltrip's final race.
It's been one of the greatest things that I think has ever happened to NASCAR. Yeah, he talks a lot. Today, he hopes to drive a lot and work his way to the front. It's the final goodbye to Darrell Waltrip. Bob?
It's a cold yet sunny day at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we are now ready to commence with the opening ceremonies. Here's the national anthem and Billy Ray Cyrus.
Ooh, Billy Ray. Oh, gotta get up for this.
For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still here. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave?
Yeah, love the flyover, man. Love these flyovers.
And out that breeze, and the hum of the brave.
All right.
From the Bushmasters, the 78th Fighter Squadron, the 20th Fighter Wing Shaw Air Force Base, South Carolina. Pilots today, Lieutenant Colonel Clyde Cooper from Phoenix, Arizona. Captain Cherie McCandless from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Captain Chris Tumiltowitz from Shoreham, New York. And Captain Joe DeLapp from Barrington, Illinois.
Awaiting the command to get
And now,
this
ladies
final
and
race
gentlemen,
underway.
our grand marshals of today's event to give our starting command, Jessica and Sarah Caitlin Waldrop.
Daddy, start your engine!
Here we go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the words you've waited to hear. And what a
Wait a minute.
way to do it today on
Wait a
this
minute.
morning, Thanksgiving week.
They're doing it twice?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, our starting command from Stevie, Jessica, and Sarah
Huh?
Caitlin Waldrop.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
They did it twice. They probably did it. They probably did it the first time for DW, and probably now the second time for the field. Ah, okay. Okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Believe this this is 325 laps, I believe.
Nearly over. The championship has already been decided. Bobby Labonte clinched it last weekend, but there is still a lot at stake in this final race. These 10 drivers will finish in the top 10, but not necessarily in this order except for Labonte. In fact, 4 of the top 10 are separated by 50 points or less, and of course, each position gained is as much as $500,000. When we come back, comments from Ned and Barry,
Now.
and a tribute to the retiring champion, Darrell Waltrip. ESPN's coverage of the Napa 500 from Atlanta.
Oh my goodness, these theme song. Oh my God, it's so good.
By UPS, we want to race the truck. People love the truck. And brand name tires, oils, and more at your neighborhood Walmart.
Who doesn't love the truck, honestly?
Now the car is still sitting on pit road. It is very cool here today, so they want to get the engine temperatures up just a little bit before moving away and taking some warm-up laps before we get this final
Yeah,
race.
this was I believe this
Along with 2 former Winston
was delayed to Monday, I believe, because of rain, I think.
Final time with you, hopefully for just a while, but we want to make it a very, very special race, and we hope that it is a safe and very competitive one. There have been a lot of factors to take into consideration here. Certainly one of them is a fact that, except for some practice on Friday before qualifying and a very short session on Saturday, Ned, these cars have not had any practice at all, and we have a truly green racetrack this morning.
Yeah, not much practice on race setup. In fact, about 2
No, it was raining.
He got less than 45 minutes of practice on Saturday morning on race setup, but about 20 of the cars re-qualified, and they were practicing qualifying, and then a lot of cars that a lot of unknowns going into this race.
I can't wait for these cars to go down in turn 1, Ned, because, as you said, 9 guys I know did not get 1 lap with race trim. When they go down turn 1, they don't know if the car is going to spin out, it's going to push, and I'm afraid they'll back off the gas, hit the brakes, try to slow down to find out what the car is going to do, and someone run in the back of their car.
Darrell Waltrip at the very front of the field.
Leads the field.
You absolutely love to see it.
Saluting the fans and allowing the fans to salute him as he ends his great career. His family riding there in the convertible ahead of him. And every single person gathered here today. And despite the fact that it's a Monday and it's cold, a great crowd has turned out for this final race of the year. And I imagine a lot of them are here especially to see this moment. Darrell Waltrip taking that final traditional ceremonial lap around the racetrack. He has been a great champion. He's been a great ambassador to the sport. We at ESPN salute Darrell Waltrip and the sport that he has competed in for so many years and the passion that has driven him to be the competitor he is.
passion. I don't know how many people understand what passion means. I have a passion for racing. It's what excites me. It's what I dream about. I look at a race car and I get excited. When it cranks up and the engine's roaring, I get really excited. When I get in it and I go around the racetrack and it's running beautifully, it's running to perfection, and I'm driving like nobody's ever driven before, it's gratification. It's all the things to me that are important.
Icky shuffle.
I mean, I love my family, my children, my wife. I love God. But that race car, it's like I put it on. It's like a coat. It's like my favorite sport coat. I put it on, and when I put it on, I look good. That's what it is to me.
And the crowd has saluted DW, thanking him for all the great memories that he has given us through the years. And now every team assembled on pit road comes out and high fives Darrell Waltrip.
Well, it's got to be a great feeling for him and for them to be able to do that.
Truly a very special moment, man. This, in my opinion, is one of the best salutes out there.
Will it be hard for Darrell now to put this out of his mind just in the next couple of minutes and take the green flag and start racing? I would think so.
It will be. Yes, it will be. Because I'm sure there are a bunch of tears going down his cheeks now, but in about 60 seconds, he's got to forget about all that and try to go down in turn one and dodge all those wrecks. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, here's the Walmart Tire and Lube Express starting lineup for today's race. Jeff Gordon, 33rd pole of his career, first at Atlanta. Outside,
We go with the starting grid. Jeff Gordon on the pole, Nadeau second.
Dale Jarrett, 6 finishes of first or second in the last 8 Atlanta races, and Dave Blaney, top 10.
Dale Jarrett, defending champion.
Has the Ford Credit Quality Care onboard camera as we touch starts from third spot.
Top Boat, I got a top 5. Got a top 5 start. How about that?
Who has 2 Atlanta wins.
And we'll be right along with Mark Martin of Valvoline Cummins Ford.
Mayfield had a really bad 2000. Dale Earnhardt, I think, honestly, 2000, if things went a little bit better for him in 2000, I think he would have possibly edged out Bobby Labonte.
We'll have new sponsorship announced today, Pizza Hut for next year.
And Bobby Labonte has the Circuit City onboard camera.
Rick Mass starts inside row number 6, and Ward Burton, who was the winner at Darlington.
And we'll be following along.
Yeah, Ward Burton. This was back when he was very back when he was very competitive.
45th consecutive race here at Atlanta.
Yes. Iceman Terry.
In March, and Jimmy Spencer, his season best 5th place was last week. Going to the 9th row, it's Tony Stewart, the driver with the most wins in the series this season, and Steve Park, who was 4th in March.
And both these cars have onboard cameras.
Remember Steve Park, he had his breakout season in 2000. Unfortunately, until the Darlington incident in the Busch race in 2001, basically derailed his whole career, his entire racing career.
And Rusty Wallace has a Miller Lite Ford, a camera along with Rusty today.
And as we take a look
Johnny Benson.
at the starting lineup, Ned's kind of
There's Matt Kenseth, the rookie.
in this on a Monday, but we've seen some great races on Monday.
Mike the 7 of Michael Waltrip before he got hired by DEI.
Anybody's race here this afternoon.
Yeah, and we're looking at some guys back in the pack here.
Buckshot Jones, man, he's racing. That's incredible.
Came here to run in the ARCA race. Great story.
Scott Wimmer.
Because that qualifying was rained out, and they had to start on points.
Denny Wallace.
We'll bring Cole the Winston Cup, and he made the
Jeff Burton's all the way back in the field. Same with Ricky Rudd.
Are in row number 19.
And Jeff Burton has the Parts Plus onboard camera in 37th position.
The 20th row has
Mike Skinner
onboard cameras.
and Dale Jr.
191 laps here in March,
John Andretti.
21st row, it's John
There's
Andretti,
Darrell Waltrip.
And Darrell Waltrip will start in the 43rd position in his final NASCAR Winston Cup race. Well, it's just about to start, and in a few hours, it'll be the end of the 2000 NASCAR Winston Cup season. And we, of course, bring to a close our coverage that we have enjoyed so
All right,
much
here we
in
come.
the last 20 years of NASCAR.
Off of turn number 4.
Waltrip won
The
that.
pace car dives onto pit road.
Let's see who wins the finale. Jeff
And the green flag is in the air. The 2000 Napa 500 is underway.
2000 season is underway. Well, from his pole position, Jeff Gordon is going to lead lap number 1. The battle is on for second spot.
Jeff Gordon will lead the first lap. Side by side for second with Nadu and Jarrett. But Nadu's going to have a big run up in the middle of 1 and 2, and he will clear them.
Boy, Jerry Nadeau might have learned something there. He went into turn 1 on the high side of the racetrack at a very fast speed and stuck, and look how much he pulled away from Jarrett and gained on Jeff Gordon.
See Jeremy
Comes
Mayfield.
Jeremy Mayfield. Gonna
Get on the inside of Todd Bodine. And Ned, they made it through a couple laps, and so far, so good.
That is great.
That's Ward Burton and Dale Earnhardt battling side by side. On board with the champion, Bobby Labonte. That's Wally Dallenbach just up ahead, and Ward Burton.
forgot about Wally Dallenbach. I remember he was in the Budweiser car, I think, the year before. And then Nadu took over in 2000.
Next year.
Last lap at 185.5 miles an hour for Gordon, but the fastest car on the racetrack, at least in the top 6 that crossed the line, was Jeremy Mayfield, who ran a lap over 187 miles an hour. And a car way up high as Robbie Gordon just got out of the groove and slows down the backstretch.
Robbie Gordon has a new ride for next year. He'll drive the Kodak Chevrolet number 4.
What's up? What's up, Piggies HD?
That car out now.
Yeah, there goes Darrell Waltrip. Yeah!
What was. He'll feel it out for a few laps and get on with it.
Oh, DW.
Up front, Jerry Nadeau.
Here comes Jerry Nadu for the race lead.
And is going to take the lead at the end of the backstretch.
Nadeau was so strong here in the race in March at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Shows he has a good car again.
This will be the 10th race that Jerry Nadeau has.
Ooh, Rusty got a little bit
He most recently led at
out of sorts there. Now here comes Sterling Marlin to the inside.
going on here.
These guys have really been
Tony Stewart also moving up. There's Matt Kenseth.
side-by-side racing. Here's
And Mayfield's still going. Mayfield's still charging.
We saw Rusty Wallace and Tony Stewart and those guys. Watch this. Rusty Wallace goes in the corner on the inside of Terry Labonte. Here comes the 40 car. Sterling Marlin trying to make it 3 wide. And
Ooh, Marlin got a little bit into him, but not much. But it was enough to disrupt Rusty's car there.
Now back in the 17th position, trying to pass Joe Nemechek.
Jeff Gordon has dropped back to 4th place. Jeremy Mayfield has moved around him. Dale Jarrett and Jeremy Mayfield, as a matter of fact. And now Mayfield up there working on Jarrett.
So Jeff Gordon leads the first 4 laps of this race from his pole position, and now the race is in the hands.
And Jeremy, look at Jeremy, man.
Here comes Jeremy Mayfield around Dale Jarrett.
And Jeff Gordon right now is really struggling.
Jerry Nadu should have more wins than just this. Oh, absolute. Well, yeah, yeah, I would say that. Nadu, in my opinion, I think he was definitely one of the more. I think, in my honest opinion, he's one of the more underrated drivers.
He's fallen back to 6th.
I think, honestly, in all of NASCAR, he was.
Mark Martin.
Looks like his car wiggled a little bit there in that turn, so maybe it's a little bit loose
He had a few good. I know he had a really good stretch of seasons.
Bob Bodine now challenging Mark Martin as we watch from Mark Martin's onboard camera.
I mean, he wasn't like a championship contender, but he definitely made the most out of what he had. Gordon is continuing to slide backwards, and by the way, Motorsports fan 17, I believe you might have had a say in this in making this stream happen tonight. So to everybody watching, go subscribe to Motorsports fan 17. He had a part in making the stream possible.
As Jerry Nadeau has the command of the race, leading by about 1/3 seconds over Jeremy Mayfield, Dale Jarrett, Dave Blaney, and Dale Earnhardt at Atlanta.
Nadeau must be flying.
Back at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Oh, but it looks like we got a caution. Caution.
Jeffrey Bodine, here this weekend, has taken the car behind the wall after he got up into the loose stuff in turn number 2 and into the wall.
What's up, Bowser Jr.? Oh, yep, blew a tire. Looked like a right front tire.
We're involved. Well, we have several cars making pit stops here. Some of the front runners faked coming into the pits, but they didn't. But a lot of those back towards the back of the pack are coming in to make adjustments on their cars.
Quite a handful of cars coming in, actually.
Down to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Bob, Dale Earnhardt's car very, very loose, so they put a round in the right rear there to try to tighten it up a little bit. 4 tires and gas here, and Bill Elliott is in to Bill Weber.
Elliott already has right side tires. They did make a wedge adjustment. These guys gambling early on the early stops to make their cars handle better. 4 tires, Bill Elliott returns to the track.
Now, guys, I'm sure that they still will have that mandatory pit.
I believe this was also Bill Elliott's last race in the 94 before he jumped ship to Ray Evernham in 2001 in the 9 car. And I believe the 94 was rebranded into the 96, and Andy Houston had a rookie season. I honestly would like to see Darian make a possible maybe NASCAR bus Andy Houston. I think that'd be pretty cool.
And as cold as the racetrack is, but remember that caution flag lap 35 is not mandatory. You do not have to pit. You can pit if you would like.
Yes, 96 was adopted as PPI Motorsports second team. Yes.
25 laps completed. It's still Jerry Nadeau at the front of the pack.
I also do know that Scott Pruitt is in the PPI Ford.
The 1990s saw a lot of young driving talent enter the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. But it also saw a veteran set a mark that still stands today. When Harry Gant drove under the checkered flags at Michigan Speedway in August of 1992, he became the NASCAR Winston Cup Series' oldest winner at 52 years, 219 days. The likable Harry Gant had 474 career starts, 17 poles, 18 wins, 100.
What's up, Jess?
Top tens. Harry, you were certainly a major player.
Good to see you here.
When we were covering NASCAR Winston Cup competition, and we were.
Yeah, remember, single file restarts. This is 2000 after all.
We're set to go back to racing.
Jerry Nadeau will lead the field back to green.
Top of the racetrack, but his car is handling up there. He has moved himself up to the 4th position.
Sterling Marlin go to the inside.
Yeah, apologize about the sirens and all that. I don't live in a quiet area. You were born 1 month after this race? Wow. That's pretty cool. I was born on May 2nd. I was actually born on May 2nd, 2000. So I was just I was 7 months old when this 6 months old when this race happened.
That will be a major contender next year, Kurt Busch. And
Oh no!
A lot of smoke coming from his car. He heads down pit road.
Wood Brothers carrying Motorcraft sponsorship on the car, as it will next year. And yes, there is a lot of smoke trailing from that car as Elliott finds his pit box.
Of caution back out again. Alrighty, that's the second one of the day.
And so the caution comes out once again, this time after lap 21. John, what's the problem there?
Elliott Sadler just told us through over the radio. I think it's something in the
Yeah, they were already testing this paint scheme. I think for 2001. I know they had the Sitco car. That was I think that was the primary.
I think if that was the rear end gear of the transmission, so maybe a line came off of that, or maybe just something broke underneath the car in the drivetrain.
Do you remember the Bill Elliott Toy Story 2 car? I think I do. I do know Johnny Benson. He had a scheme like that, and he actually had a pretty good race going for him. And it was at this very race, by the way. Yeah, Benson had a really good race going, and he ended up crashing. I think like about 100 laps in or something like that.
Still under caution here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Several have made pit stops, including Ward Burton, Mike Skinner, and Rusty Wallace, who spent considerable time on pit road. But as you can see, he has exited the pits ahead of the pace car, so he's still on the lead lap. Let's get more on Rusty's pit stop.
Well, Bob, they talked it over under the earlier caution. Rusty really wanted to come in because his car was squirrely getting into the turns, but when the leaders didn't pit, Rusty opted to stay out. This time, they decided to come in no matter what. They really wanted to put a rubber in the right front. They were here for a long time. They could not get that rubber in the right front spring. So they went ahead, added a round of bite, made an air pressure adjustment on the right rear. He barely got the left side tires on, beat the pace car out. He's at the back of the field. They're going to try and make up ground under that mandatory caution coming later in the race. Darrell Waltrip's also been on.
Oh yeah, because it rained, so there is going to be mandatory yellow.
Terry Labonte also made pit stop. We had seen his car going backwards there a little bit earlier.
And Jerry, how about the pit stop by Ward Burton?
Well, Bob Ward came down pit road to the Caterpillar Pontiac. He had complained, like most of the leaders had complained, that the cars were very, very loose. The car was just slipping on the racetrack, but not gripping the track yet because of the cold tires. And then the last time by before the caution came out, he said the car.
What's your favorite NASCAR season? That is a very tough one. Very tough choice.
A little under 18 seconds. 4 tires only. No changes. As we head up pit road.
Man.
Well, Jerry, back in the garage here, the 35 car going on the rig. And
Are you talking like overall, or for, or can or can how, or can it be a season that I actually watched in full?
Turn 1 and 2, and the car felt normal, and all of a sudden, he just went straight up in the wall. I don't know if somebody lost some fluid or what. We're checking the car out. Nothing appears to be broken on our car, so apparently I ran over something, and it's a shame. I started the year out so bad with that horrific wreck in Daytona that I survived, thank God. And
thought I was gonna sneeze there for a second.
The way we wanted to. We wanted a good run for Andy Petrie, and this.
Thought I was gonna sneeze there for a second.
Did a great job with the car, and the car I think was going to be a real good car today, and it's just a shame that this happened.
Overall.
We'll hopefully get a job for next year and be back.
We hope so too. First car out of the race now to Bill Weber.
That is tough. That is so tough. Oh, Rusty's got issues.
In the spring, if you come back in, they've taken a spray lubricant out there. They're using that on the rubber and the spring to try and wedge it back in there. Wilburn working on the right front. They've got a jack on the left side. Rusty talking to Billy. He got the thumbs up that they got it in. Now they'll let the car down. The spotter telling the team where the pace car is on the racetrack. Rusty Wallace has the spring rubber he wanted in that right front. And head back out on pit road. Restart at the back of the field.
hoping to get that car handling much
They'll stay
better
on the lead
than
lap.
the first 23 laps of this race.
As far as
We'll take a break to be right back.
I think honestly any season from the 90s I think is honestly one of my personal favorites. I love that. I love that time, and I have especially loved that decade.
Became the Iron Man of NASCAR Winston Cup racing on ESPN April 21st, 1996, then Martinsville after 514 consecutive race starts. The streak began back in 1979 and continued until
Fun fact, Terry Labonte was one of the first drivers I latched onto, especially through his Kellogg's, you know, when you used to get the boxes of frosted flakes, corn flakes, and it actually came with like a toy car inside.
with over 2,100 consecutive games on September 6th, 1995.
It's kind of, I think, one of the first diecasts I actually owned. I think I don't know where it went, but I know I think I collected at least one of them. But yeah.
Terry Labonte and a winning margin $23,207,000.
Yeah, but Terry Labonte was
Wow, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Terry Labonte. He without a doubt has to be one of my. He's one of my most favorite drivers of all time, actually. Not in this modern era, of all time, actually. Yeah. We fly back in the air.
Jeremy Mayfield wants that lead.
How about Jeremy Mayfield going to the outside?
That got himself a good jump back there and a little further back. Earnhardt still running that high.
Right there. And that Dale Senior's moving up through up to third. Dale's like the only one that I've been seeing like ripping that middle lane and doing all that. Well, now he's starting to fall back a little bit. Mayfield led that lap.
Well, Jeremy Mayfield led that lap, so he can back off now. He doesn't have to worry about getting lead. If he was trying to get 5 bonus points, no. He just wants to be the lead dog.
He's had a fast race car. He's shown that because he came up through the pack pretty good in those early laps.
By the way, for you Wood Brothers and Elliott Sadler fans, he is out of the race with engine failure.
Earnhardt's going backwards.
Dale Jarrett, who runs in the 4th position.
And Earnhardt now beginning to drop back a little bit. Cars passing him on the inside. Maybe that outside crew's not working quite as well right now as it did a little bit earlier.
Todd Bodine in the 46 car. And here comes champion Bobby Labonte to the inside of Dale Earnhardt.
You got what happened to Mayfield considering his great 1998 season and just getting worse.
Move into the second spot.
Yeah.
The race would end because Jeff Burton started in the back and made a pit stop on that first caution flag, is now up to the 23rd position.
A lot of money still up for grabs as far as the points are concerned. Bobby Labonte's already got the biggest slice of the pie, but still, about $500,000 separates second and third.
And of course, we'll be there when they pass out the checks and give Bobby the NASCAR Winston Cup officially at the Waldorf Astoria.
Here comes Bob Labonte on the inside of Todd Bodine. A battle for the 5th position.
Boy, don't you know the
I was looking really good.
mind right now. He's won the championship. He can't lose it. All he can do is
I mean, there's nothing to lose, so might as well drive the wheels off that thing.
that they're trying some new things on that car and doing a little experimenting. He's got nothing to lose today.
Yeah, primarily in the engine.
Yeah.
They had not been running the strongest engine that they had. Anytime you put more horsepower into them, there's always the risk of it not finishing a race. And now they, you say, have nothing to lose. So put it in there and let's see if it'll live here, and that'll help them to determine what they run next year.
Ray Dunlap, it seems like there are a lot of guys out there searching for the handle early on here.
Yeah, Bob, and what a number of the teams did was come down pit road on lap number 14 and put 4 fresh tires on the car. They went out, ran just a few more laps, and when
I believe this is also the part where most of the guys that pitted.
Set of scuff tires that they might want to use late in the race. The reason that could be a big advantage, we didn't have happy hours, so the guys didn't have a chance to scuff in tires.
Goes Jared using the outside to try to get by Dave Blaney.
To use right at the very end of the race today.
Watching third and fourth here, Dale Jarrett and Dave Blaney, who's had some good runs recently and has certainly looked good here in the first 33 laps.
Had 2 top 10 finishes the last couple of races. I think that's his first top 10s of his career and 2 in a row.
There we see Jeff Gordon, Bob. He's beginning to move back. He dropped back to 13th position. He's back up to 10th now. And it's amazing. After this last race,
The outside of Steve Park.
Are not working as good, and some that were not working good are working better.
Yeah.
So, sort of strange. But we knew it'd be that kind of a day because of the last
Now Park goes right back by him.
There's Earnhardt and Bodine once again racing side by side for the 6th position.
Now Earnhardt is trying again. He's looking all over the racetrack, trying to find the fastest way around the racetrack for his car.
Now Earnhardt's not make that bottom lane is not working for Dale.
Next time by will be that.
It's either middle or top side for him.
I wonder if, since we've had so many laps under caution, Benny, if they might extend that maybe a little bit.
Certainly no caution flag that time.
Oh yeah, we got the mandatory yellow coming up. Which we don't know when that is actually going to happen.
Coming out this time.
Alright, well this time by.
Jeremy Mayfield.
Steve Park is actually from your hometown. That's pretty distinct honor, man.
Then Dave Blaney and Bobby Labonte. Those are your top 5 as we do have another caution here, the 3rd of the afternoon, or morning, I should say, on lap number 37. And a salute to all these hardy race fans because it is not what I would call a pleasant day here. It is very cold, although it is sunny. But this is Monday, folks, and how come these people aren't working?
Well, Mike, I want to tell Mike Wells, our director, no, don't shoot these people too close because their boss might see them on camera. So
We know they called in sick.
oh yeah,
Yep.
A lot of them.
that is a great crowd.
Yes,
on
it is.
I mean, it's a really good crowd, but I mean, you bet.
Now we'll see.
Wish we had crowds like this again today.
And some
Man.
of those cars that have made pit stops earlier that feel like their cars are okay right now, they will stay on the racetrack. How many? We'll just have to wait and see.
All cars are on the lead lap that are out there. We have 2 cars out of the race. Jeffrey Bodine and Elliott.
Yeah, Bowser
Everybody else
providing some interesting facts right now in the chat.
come in.
By the way, to the few people who have been watching the stream, if you haven't already, make sure you guys lick that like button. Share this stream with others. I mean, I know there's a lot of other streams happening right now, but we're gonna be here. But we're gonna be here for a little bit. So
Jeremy Mayfield, car a little bit free. 4 tires, track bar adjustment. Mayfield down and away. Great pit stop for the mobile 1T. He's down and away. Right Dunlap.
Ricky Rush came in. They took 1 round out of the right rear, 4 tires, but the problem was he was in the pit stall at an angle and he had to back up to get out. So all the work they did here on pit road, all for naught, as he had to slow down to exit the pits.
And they're also working on Rusty Wallace's car as he remains in his pit stall. Just 1 car. That was Warren Burton decided not.
Uh-oh.
Looks like they have left a wrench there on the back of the Robbie Gordon
Yep,
car.
it's one of the adjustment wrenches. You'll have to come back in and get that taken out.
Again, Ned mentioned it earlier, but we
Taking equipment out of the box.
in the number 4 car cockpit come 2001. 37 laps completed and the Napa 500, the finale of the 2000 NASCAR Winston Cup season. Back in just a moment.
Team Menard and NASCAR. That's so bizarre to me.
Ed Jarrett, John Curtin, Bill Weber, and Dr.
Yeah.
Johnny Bunch back with you at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
It is.
We've had some pit stops, and on pit road, here's an incident we picked up.
Oh,
Dale Jarrett pitting in front of Dave Blaney. When DJ starts to go, he kills the engine, and Blaney runs in the back of the car.
And as a result, as you can see on our cockpit summary, Dale Jarrett fell from 3rd all the way back to 11th. Now, Mayfield won the battle out, but because Ward Burton didn't pit, Mayfield will line up 2nd. Blaney from 4th.
Or Burton didn't pit. That's an interesting call.
Stop when DJ's engine died on the as he started to exit the pits.
That's a very interesting call by Ward Burton.
And guys, actually the engine didn't die on DJ. He said the clutch pedal went all the way to the floor and wouldn't engage. So he tried to lead, the thing wouldn't engage.
Green flag back in the air. See how long Ward Burton can last out there before Mayfield takes the lead back.
Summary also showed you that Bobby Labonte moved up 2 positions, and now he is 3rd in line as the green comes out once again, and as Dale Earnhardt moves up the racetrack.
And Buckshot Jones, as the cars took the green flag, was exiting pit road, so he's about to go a lap down, or maybe he can stay in front of these cars. We'll have to check that out. There he is right in front of the leader, Ward Burton.
He's going to have to run awfully fast, Benny, to stay in front of them.
Ward Burton last led at Talladega. This is the 10th race that Ward has led this year. And now the 88 trying to make up some of that ground that he lost on the pit stop. He moves up to the 10th position.
Their Buckshot does go a lap down.
Yep. And Bobby Labonte will challenge Jeremy Mayfield for 2nd as they come through the quad oval portion of the race.
Okay.
And head into turn number 1.
Yes, that's pretty strong. Remember how strong Mayfield was before they came into the pits? Bobby Labonte sitting there running in.
Nope, Mayfield got the run right back.
Time to wait for an opportunity to get up front. Of course, he wasn't able to make the pass that time. Still, Ward Burton hanging on good out there, not having put on new tires this last time. He'd been in not too long before.
He stopped on lap 21.
Hey, he's doing a really good job.
Mercy behind Earnhardt is Mike Skinner. He stopped on lap 21 and this time stopped as well, but he probably changed 2 tires to try to get some track position because Skinner started in 39th. Let's go down to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Benny, that's exactly what happened. They went for right sides on this last stop. Mike Skinner was running 31st when they came in for the pit stop. Right now, running 7. Bill Weber.
Well, Rusty Wallace is at the back of the field again, but that's actually a fortunate break. Remember, they had trouble getting that spring rubber in that right front spring, and they finally got it wedged in there. When they came in,
Ooh, whoa.
changes the front tires, saw that spring had actually moved out of the spring bucket. That's what
Buckshot Jones being a little bit slow here.
would have been on the wall in a heartbeat. He saw it, Wilburn fixed it, then Rusty came back down pit road for a very common complaint today. A lot of glare on the windshield. Came into the
What's up to AC and
Jeff Gordon's crew made a track
I believe that's I believe that's Dom, but M&M's Mix fan, good to see you in here tonight.
They looked at his tires. They said the adjustment that they made with the track bar.
Up, here comes Mayfield.
Fix the adjustment because it showed about 20 degrees tight.
Battle is up front for the lead. Jeremy Mayfield inside.
And see ya.
Mayfield goes to the lead once again. He's already led 11 laps and he's up there in front again.
And here comes Jerry Nadeau. Start on the outside pole. Has been so strong in that 25 car. Trying to get back to the front. Battling on the outside of Bobby Labonte.
And the 88 car is really on the move too. He has put himself up into the top 10 once again, and coming on, he's up to 9th now. That's, of course, Dale Jarrett, who a year ago at this time was celebrating the fact that he's the 1999 NASCAR Winston Cup champion.
Bird's not making this.
Earnhardt as well. Goes on the outside.
Ward's not making this easy for Labonte to pass.
Inside of Ward Burton, and
Now he's gonna clear him.
Watched on the inside of Labonte, could not quite make that move happen.
Some great racing here for second place.
See, this is the type of racing I like. This is the type of racing I like. Hopefully with the new 670 package and the 4-inch spoiler going into next season, brand new car, I'm really hoping we're gonna have racing like this again. Ooh, whoa. Looks like Mark got a little bit loose there.
Off the gas there, it looked like his car got a little loose off the corner, and Steve Park made a good move to not hit him, move down on the inside of him. There, Park's car got a little squirrely.
Ooh. And Mark Martin will hold off Steve Park.
Don't want to give up that position. Wants to make Steve work for it.
And Dave Blaney trying to work his way back up to the top 5 where he was running before that pit stop.
Here's a UPS snapshot. Dale Jarrett, who started in the 3rd position, is currently 7th. He's been as high as...
I kind of find that funny because Dale Jarrett is sponsored by Quality Care now, but they're highlighting it with the UPS sponsorship and they already unveiled the scheme. Okay, so it was match made in heaven then. I actually still have that. I actually still have that 2001 car in my diecast collection.
We see those brown mules running all around the towns with.
When and I saw
You're right, it was a very, very good race car.
I saw I met Dale Jarrett and Kyle Petty at last year's motorsports show. Then of course the pandemic happened, but
Buckshot Jones has taken the car behind the wall. He had fallen 2 laps off the pace. Now he is...
besides, we don't even know what's gonna happen about next month's motorsports show in Oaks, Pennsylvania. We don't know what's gonna happen with that. Especially with the oh no!
Big explosion, Doc.
Oh no!
One word, blue. I didn't let go of the microphone. That summed it up.
Oh, that is tough.
Boy, he had a great race car. He has had so many times this year.
Yes, and he did.
Man, what a terrible 2000 season Jeremy Mayfield had.
The engines have been giving these guys
So many of these engine failures actually.
horsepower. There's some things that, as we talked about with Bobby Labonte, some things are going to be susceptible to break, and that has happened to Jeremy Mayfield.
Old Atlanta's greater than new Atlanta. I definitely agree.
He will not be in your
Definitely agree.
Just a moment ago when he told the crew, he said, guys, I'm sorry. I had no warning. I knew he did nothing. I just let go big time. And he said, you know, we had him covered. I wasn't even pushing the car. We had the car to beat. We had him covered, guys, and I'm sorry. And Peter Spencer said, well, buddy, we'll meet you in the garage and see what we can do. And Jeremy said, wait, this thing let go.
Well, I want to make sure you can hear that.
All right, now we're going to see some pit stops again with the caution out.
Okay, I can. All right, people can hear it.
Dale Jarrett and Dale Earnhardt and others down pit road.
And now,
Down to John Kernan.
here what looks to be the first round of pit stops technically for everybody.
They made that track bar adjustment. It seems to have fixed the car because he's running really well. So they changed right side tires, no chassis adjustments. Coming around, working on the left side. Already full of fuel. They'd only run 15 laps on this set of tires. Get the lug nuts tight, and he is down the way to Jerry Punch.
Ward Burton, remember, he pitted on lap 23 the first time they came in, made a round and a half track bar adjustment in the right rear, and he is down and away after 4 tires.
I think Mark Martin only took 2 tires. He made a great pit stop.
Martin only took 2. Wow. Interesting call.
Just before this caution, we told you that Buckshot Jones took his car behind the wall. Well, earlier on the racetrack, a close call up in turn number 2, and I saw this live, and it was scary. Look at Michael Waltrip have to go clear up to the wall to avoid him.
Well, he's trying to pass Buckshot. Buckshot's trying to get out of the way, and both of them headed for the same spot.
Down to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Bob, the problem on the 0-0 is the right rear shock. They're not sure whether it's broken or...
Just to show you, Michael Waltrip was better than you think.
They're going to replace both rear shocks.
54 laps completed here at the Napa 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway on a beautiful Monday morning. yesterday, when it was raining, there was a very special ceremony held in the media center as 6 former NASCAR Winston Cup champions saluted Darrell Waltrip and, of course, also his little brother, Mikey. It was such a special 20 or so minutes, Dr. Jerry Punch kind of emceed things down there, that we're going to bring it to you as a special presentation once again. Darrell Waltrip, a champion salute, can be seen at Sunday at 9:30 Eastern Time on ESPN2. It is indeed a very special presentation that we hope you'll be with us to see once again. Sunday at 9:30 on ESPN2.
That's.
Darrell Waltrip, meanwhile, is running in the 35th position.
I actually haven't seen that. I don't know if anybody's actually uploaded that on YouTube, but I think I might give that a watch. Maybe after the stream.
Well, we've got a pretty interesting situation right now. Remember, we told you, Ned told you, as we did the.
And by the way, while we are under caution, it is now 9:04 here, 9:04 p.m. here on the East Coast. So now we are officially an hour into the stream.
Guess what?
We are now officially an hour into the stream. So if you are new and you guys are going to be coming in for the first time, we are rewatching the 2000 Napa 500 Bob Jenkins final NASCAR broadcast. Obviously paying our tribute to the late Bob Jenkins, who recently passed away after a long fight against cancer. Recently passed earlier this year at the age of 73. Yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this stream so far. And yeah, sit back and I mean, we still got quite a bit of ways to go, so sit back, relax, and enjoy.
These are the drivers who will participate in the Bud Shootout at Daytona International Speedway in February. Rusty Wallace with 9 poles during the year. Quite a feat by Rusty. Let's go down to Ray Dunlap.
Time is flying indeed.
Well, Jeremy, we listened to the radio traffic. No indication she was going to go, right?
Not at all. It was a perfect race car. I mean, that's the best car I've had ever been here, and or I've had anyway. You know, we tested a couple days on race stuff, and it paid off. You know, just really wanted to win today. You know, my grandmother passed away yesterday, and just want to say my thoughts and prayers out to my mom and the rest of her family and DW. You know, it's going to be a special day for us, but at least we're leaving when we went out and did all we can do, and just proud of this race team.
10-4, Jeremy Mayfield.
Mayfield out of the race. Scott Wimmer leading right now under caution.
Want to be making an appearance on my podcast sometime in January? Haven't been on a podcast in a minute though. Haven't been on a podcast in a minute. I'll be honest with you. If you follow me on if you actually follow me on social media, any of my social media, which is down in the description below, feel free to DM me. I'm sure I'll respond. But anyway, here we go. Green flag back in the air, and Scott Wimmer is now out in front.
Scott Wimmer's been leading under caution. Now he gets his first opportunity to lead under green flag conditions.
Boy, what a thrill that must be to have the best in all the best in stock racing behind you.
I'm telling you. Here he comes. He looks like he's going to make it, going to lead the lap under the green.
Yeah.
How about that? Steve Park, though, is right on the rear spoiler.
Now, this is, don't believe me, NASCAR officials are watching this closely. They want to view these guys in this kind of a situation to see how they handle themselves, and this determines whether or not he'll be able to run the Busch Series race in Daytona in February.
Scott Wimmer is from Wisconsin. As a matter of fact, he is the nephew of Larry Degens, who is one of the top short track
That's
drivers
2 lap
in
slide.
Wisconsin for many, many years. But Steve Park tries to get to the inside of it.
Steve Park is not letting him go. Once again, Dale Earnhardt making that middle lane work. I believe this was actually Scott Wimmer's best. I believe this was Scott Wimmer's best race of this season, and then I believe he went to the Xfinity Series.
Oh, here we go. Park gets on the inside of Wimmer. It's close down the backstretch. That Terrier's horsepower.
Or is he gonna hold them up? No, he's gonna leave the lane open.
Oh my goodness.
Wimmer, of course, driving a Bill Davis
Well,
car.
there goes Park to the lead, but led a handful of laps there.
Yep. Then Bobby Labonte. Now this young man. Oh, well, Dave Blaney.
More from Ray Dunlap.
Well, guys, you talk about Scott Wimmer trying to get into the ARCA race. In practice, he was the fastest car. But keep in mind, in the ARCA series, you're allowed to use roller cams. In the Winston Cup series, you have to have a flat tappet cam. So they had to change the engine in this car. I talked to Chuck Spicer, the team manager. He said the one they've got in the 23 car is just as strong as what they're running. And that's pretty evident by the way he's running on the track.
And now Mark Martin takes the lead from Steve Park. And so
All right, well you do have me on social media. All right, well feel free to DM me. I'm sure I'll get back to you in the days following. And there goes Dale up to second now.
He owns that one car.
It looked like the one car had to get off the throttle a little bit up in 3 and 4, which allowed Nadu to go by, allowed Jarrett to go by. And as quick as DJ gets by, he goes to the top of the racetrack.
That's a little
Yeah, Wimmer was supposed to do the ARCA race here,
pretty well so far.
but because of the rain, it got moved to this.
Got the inside working for him.
Oh no, Mikey!
Through the grass, look out in the pits.
tears up
And that's gonna be a caution.
road, but
And he's
Well,
stuck.
Boy, it's wet.
you can imagine that because we had a huge amount of rain here in the last 3 days.
Oh man!
Straighten your wheels up. Straighten your front wheels up. It'll help. He's gonna get lapped.
Wait, was that lap 69?
Caution is out.
If that was lap 69, I want to see some nice. I want to see some nice in the chat.
Michael Waltrip, of course, moves to Dale Earnhardt Racing next year.
And there hasn't a driver been named. Let's see. Oh, we see him up against the wall up in 3 and 4.
Oh, something must have gone flat on that car.
There's a reason for him getting that high.
You see the brakes are locked up, but I'm sure right here he probably releases the brakes.
Yeah, if that was lap 69, you know what? Let's just see some nice in the chat. Let's just see some nice in the chat here.
Back in the mud, Mikey.
Mikey.
The only one that got up into the gray stuff. Just before that, watch the 46 car of Todd Bodine way up on the racetrack.
And he's up there, and he goes high. He says, thank goodness I didn't hit that wall, but he lost about 10 positions.
Doing
He got
so.
the car back under control as Benson goes by in the 10 car.
Oh man, haven't gotten a long green flag run yet.
2 laps down.
Working on our 5th caution flag of the afternoon, brought out by Michael Waltrip, who took a slide off of turn number 4.
No, that's 60. Yeah, it's after 68 laps. Now.
Back at Atlanta Motor Speedway, some are making pit stops, as you can see, but most of those running up front have decided to stay out there. Jerry and Ward Burton's pit.
And because the
Oh, who's a better inspiration, Priest or Mikey? Priest, easily. There's no better inspiration than Priest.
car comes off, they reach in, they'll grab that spring rubber, that in spacer out of the left front spring. Now put the left front tire back on and send Ward Burton back up. Even the cautions like to have the time to do that as opposed to a green flag stop. And he
If you can't get a cup ride, a competitive Xfinity team or truck team better take a chance on this generational talent.
That was probably a good idea that they get him in and get him in the rear, not in the middle of this field, but somewhere near the rear where he doesn't have all that pressure with some fantastic race car NASCAR drivers all around him. Let's go down to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Benny, that's exactly what they needed to do. Get him in here, get some fresh tires on there. They made an air pressure adjustment on the left rear to try to loosen up the car just a little bit for Scott Wimmer. But, boy, what a thrill it had to be for him to be up front and leading a Winston Cup race in his very first start.
Indeed, and a nice job doing so.
That had to have been such a special moment for Scott Wimmer. I know he went on to have a really decent Busch Series career. Unfortunately, he was a bust in the Cup Series. But I think honestly though, if he stayed in Xfinity, I think he might have been a really good Xfinity regular, and I think he probably would have won maybe a couple championships.
That's the way we used to do it. He was the only guy, he and his dad, the only two people working on the car.
Wow, it's interesting.
You know, if you ask any driver, money is probably not the reason they say they do what they do, but it sure does hurt. For 16 seasons, the R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company has offered $1 million prize, which only an elite few have been able to capture.
Oh yeah.
Jeff Gordon has $4 million.
Noble 5.
Dale Jarrett collected the money at Talladega and also at Daytona. Jeff Burton has won it 3 times, twice in 1999 and once earlier this year in Las Vegas. And also earlier
Dale Earnhardt
won the bonus at Talladega. But who can forget this memorable call of the first $1 million winner by our departed colleague?
Bill Elliott is racing into the record books. Bill Elliott is going toward immortality. Bill Elliott gets the checkered flag. Bill Elliott has won an additional $1 million in 1985.
For new race fans, his name may not be familiar, but for those around from the beginning, they know that Larry Nuber was a major contributor to ESPN auto racing. By my side for many years, Larry passed away earlier this year. We think about him often.
Yeah, I forgot about him. Forgot about him.
To all of us.
He was a really great podcaster as well.
ESPN's live coverage of the Napa 500 from Atlanta Motor Speedway is being brought to you by Haviland Motor Oil. Add more life to your car. By Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. This Bud's for you. And by Ford Outfitters, no boundaries. 73 laps completed under caution. Here's Jerry Punch.
Bob, visibility becoming a problem. Look how bad the windshields are here in the cars. This is the tearaway that they have on the windshields that crews just pulled off a moment ago. They normally have 3 of them on a car for the entire race. They pull them off starting at the halfway point. Many teams have already pulled 2 off. We're not even a fourth of the way through this one. So visibility, a big concern. Only 1 tearaway left for most of the front-running teams. Bob?
And we're set to go back to racing now as the pace car heads toward pit road.
Doesn't help when it's like frigid cold air and
this caution.
doesn't help.
On the inside of Mark Martin as they take the green flag. Michael is 2 laps down.
This is the first time on the restart that we've had a lap car up among the leaders. But it doesn't look like Michael's going to be able to stay up there.
Everybody goes to the high side to pass him, including Dale Earnhardt, Jerry Nadeau. Here comes Dale Jarrett.
And Michael just cannot keep the car on the bottom of the racetrack. See how high he comes off the corner? Bobby Labonte had already made the decision to pass on the outside.
Almost wish he hadn't.
Exactly. I'm sure he had a couple of anxious moments when he said, I wonder if this is a good idea.
Because Bobby's car is working well on the inside of the track. Now remember, of this foursome up front there, Mark Martin only changed 2 tires during their last pit stop. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out for him. Didn't have a lot of laps on the tires before he changed.
The 99 car of Jeff Burton has worked himself into the top 10. He started back in 37th position.
Look at that, you can't see a damn thing out that window.
Some places around this track.
Oh, the glare is tremendous.
And
Comes Jerry Nadeau.
Position to Nadeau. Well, might have been an early call on me, P's part there.
What number would you race in NASCAR?
You may lose the third position to Jarrett.
Probably my third, probably 36. Cause that was one of the first numbers I actually drove when I had when I used to do the NASCAR console like games with NASCAR Heat and all that.
That keeps the car under control. When the car's on the outside of you and you lose that prop, it's very difficult. Everything's fine now, but he goes in the corner and starts to come off turn 2. He starts to drive back into the sun, and that's where the pickup.
You can't see a damn thing when you're going in when they're coming off of turn 2.
That might go away in a little while as the sun continues to go up more and gets overhead. Maybe it won't bother him quite as
Oh,
much.
hello, Chuck 46. Good to see you here. Yeah, this is yeah, Chuck, just to let you know, this is the other side of the content that I upload here on YouTube. Besides Angry Birds, I am a big NASCAR fan, and I'm a huge racing fan. So, to those, yeah. So, and I also saw Angry Robert also just popped in. If you don't know this about me, I not only upload Angry Birds videos, but this is the other part of my content. I am a huge NASCAR fan, racing fan, motorsports fan. I'm starting to get into a lot more of the other series as well. I'm also big into IndyCar, IMSA, F1 I'm starting to catch on to a little bit. Eventually I'm going to start to get into sports car racing, and also this past couple of years I started to really appreciate dirt racing a lot more. So motorsports fan in general. I do not speak Spanish, unfortunately, but I do have translations on my videos, or subtitles. I guess you could call it subtitles or something like that. Not entirely sure. But Spanish, unfortunately, is not my main language. I know my father. He has Spanish descent, and I actually did take Spanish back in high school, but eventually that all fizzled out, and I kind of forgot about it. So apologies about that. But anyway, Jarrett trying to take the lead away from Dale Earnhardt. I mean, Earnhardt's the only one I think that's made that middle line work pretty much the entire race.
Okay, let's go back and show you now this experience, this moment that Dave Blaney had in the 93 car as Joe Nemechek was beside
Hey, good to see you. Good to see you, Gryphon.
Blaney, of course, in the 93, and here comes Benson down on the inside.
And the 31 car, and we see.
I didn't see this comment from Sewell. You actually work at Dirt Vision. That's pretty cool. Maybe you can hook me up with maybe you can hook me up with a little subscription or a little discount.
Out of the groove where you get the traction.
So I can actually watch the Snowball Derby and all that other stuff. Not have to use Discord just for everything.
And Jerry Nadeau, the top 4 cars with Mark Martin, who was leading just a few laps ago, having fallen back to the 5th position. 85 of the 325 laps that will make up the Napa 500. The finale here at Atlanta Motor Speedway completed. Back in a moment.
It's led. I'm not allowed to do that. Oh, damn.
Bobby Labonte and Jerry Nadeau. Not too far behind in 4th position is Dale Jarrett, and then Mark Martin is running in the 5th spot.
I'm actually curious. Well, what tracks do you actually go? Do what dirt tracks do you actually like go to any dirt tracks at all? I know I've been to the only one I've been to was Port Royal. I'm actually gonna try to see if I can check off some more in 2022. I want to see if I can try and check off some more in the new year. Oh, Bobby got out of the groove.
And look how much space he lost as Nadu moves up to that second spot.
I gotta tell you, Nadu is on a mission.
But having tried to pass these cars, it's been
Look, just look at the run he gets.
He was the fastest of the top six, ran a 178.9. Earnhardt ran a 178.7.
With the sixth place car, Jeff Burton ran 179.6. But he's not up there battling.
Yes, the Pennzoil Copter Cam.
Which couldn't even have lifted off yesterday because of the low ceiling and the rain we had, but today in bright blue, sunshiny skies. Well, of course, Dale Earnhardt is in a battle for...
Usually work races from the studio, doing graphics, commercials, etc. Hoping to do more at track work. Oh, that's really cool. I'm guessing you might be from North Carolina. I'm guessing you might be from the Carolinas. I'm guessing you might be from North Carolina then. I don't know if that's just me, because pretty much everything involving racing hails from North Carolina.
Just went a lap down. First car that's actually been lapped on the racetrack.
Ah, you are from North Carolina. Ah, okay. So you live so I'm guessing you don't live too far from Charlotte.
Tony further crew chief on the car. That was Rick Mast that just went a lap down. He's in 37th position. Here comes Todd Bodine in the 46. He was 24th when we began this segment after the caution.
Planning to go to Pocono and Dover, going to New Hampshire. I mean,
that's pretty impressive move toward the front.
He has passed a lot of good race cars.
I'm thinking about possibly going back to Dover again. But honestly, I do not like the fact that we now have Dover Motor Speedway now. Ugh. Oh my god. It just doesn't roll off the tongue as good as Dover International Speedway. Just does not roll off the tongue that well.
Putting Gordon back to 10th.
Oh wait a minute. Oh wait a minute. Oh, you're Savage NASCAR, right? If that's correct, I think I've actually seen your profile actually, and I think I was the one that actually commented on the last podcast episode with was it with Dave? I think it was with David Land. I think it was.
It was okay as long as he was in traffic, because he would develop that arrow push in the turn, and
it is.
Balance things out. But earlier, while he was running by himself, he was very loose.
Oh, good. Oh, nice. Darian. Okay. Darian. Okay. My bad about that. There was another podcast I listened to the other day, and David Lamb was the guest.
He has really been on the move. He has moved up to the 5th position, just went by his brother.
Todd Bodine's best career finish in 109 NASCAR Winston Cup starts was here, a third in November of 1994.
What tracks Bowman's gonna kill next? Hopefully Texas. Hopefully Texas.
Three-quarter of a second advantage over Bobby Labonte. Third is Dale Earnhardt, then comes Dale Jarrett and Ward Burton. Then Jeff Burton, Martin, Marlin, Todd Bodine, and Jeff Gordon. Jerry Nadeau in the MichaelHolligan.com, number 25 from Hendrick Motorsports leads the Napa 500 with 104 laps completed. His interval back to second is 69 hundredths of a second. It is Bobby Labonte here in the 18 that is running in second spot. And we just saw that Johnny Benson passed him. Benson's got some new tires, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He came in for
Ah, okay.
stop just a
Makes
couple of
sense.
laps ago, and we can see that they make a big difference because he came out and passed the second place car, and he'll go up and try to get one of two
That makes sense.
back that he is down.
Bowman's gonna win the 500 early prediction.
A lap down than they do. They're the 50 Midwest Transit.
With how his 500 luck's been in the past, I don't know, honestly.
That 10 car next year, driven by Johnny Benson.
And speaking of tracks that will be attending, speaking of races that will be attending next year, if you've been following me on the community page, you probably might have gotten a little hint. But I'm not saying anything until we get much closer to the date. But I think y'all are gonna be in shock. I think y'all are gonna be in shock when you hear this news. I think y'all are gonna be in really big shock when you guys hear this news. Hell, I think I might honestly do this days before it actually happens. Maybe I might even do a little peek.
That's the reason that he is being.
Maybe I might try to. I don't know. Maybe I might be going on a little road trip. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, looks like green flag pit stops happening. So Ricky Craven and now Kenny Schrader comes in. Yeah, there's the M&M's car. Pretty upset that M&M's is going to be leaving after this upcoming season. Not gonna lie, that news hurt, man. That news hurt just as bad as when Lowe's was announcing that they were going to be leaving the sport. It hurt, man. Because M&M's is. So, oh no! Tony Stewart in the wall!
The winningest driver in NASCAR Winston Cup
Oh,
competition this
wow!
year, has crashed, bringing out our 6th caution of the afternoon.
Well, that's well, now everybody's gonna be on pit road.
Got it back, racing to the caution flag, and the Home Depot Pontiac is disabled up against the wall.
I think I saw Tony's drop his right hand a moment ago.
Let's see what happened. Did the tire just pop? Yep. There goes the tire. It just kept going right and right and right. Just kept going one direction.
Didn't have nearly as far to go to make contact with the wall. And there we see from our turn 3 camera, and we see the tire is flat there.
Yeah, lots of cautions in this first half of the race here.
Tony Stewart will be competing in one of the United States Auto Club's biggest midget races this coming Thursday, the big Turkey Night Grand Prix, which, by the way, we will televise on ESPN. We'll tape it on Thursday and play it back for you next Sunday. But Tony Stewart and Jason Leffler and several other stock car drivers will go back to the Open Wheel Series next Thursday in Irwindale, California. Now, pit stops become very busy, John. Down to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Bob, an air pressure adjustment, and also they're going to put a round in the left rear there for Jeff Burton. Just a little bit tight here. Jeff Burton's big question was, did the car that crashed blow a right front tire to John Kernan?
4 tires for Jerry Nadeau. The only adjustment, a pound down on both left side tires. The Dr. Jerry punch.
25, 18, 22, Chevrolet Pontiac.
Oh, Bill Elliott got out ahead.
They took a rubber out of the right front, slide air pressure adjustment to free it up. Here's Nadeau already down pit road. Great pit stop for Jerry Nadeau. Tony Furr, 15
Nadeau's crew has been on it.
Ward Burton 16-2 for Tommy Baldwin and company.
And that's why those pit crews hate to make those chassis adjustments just like they're making there, Bill Weber.
Well, it takes a long time. What they want to do is apparently get a spring rubber out of that left rear. Steve Parks' car handled well early in the race. They made a two-tire stop that really didn't help. This time it's been very, very loose.
Steve Parks in quite a bit.
The reformation begins now under this caution caused by Tony Stewart's encounter with the retaining wall. 111 laps have been completed as the track crew is trying to get the Home Depot Pontiac off the track. Here's what
Least favorite truck driver of all time is easily Johnny Sauter. Like, it's not even a contest.
It always gives me a thrill to call a driver's first win because I know it's one he'll never forget. Since 1981, we've seen 16 first-time winners here on ESPN. For 5, it's been their only victory in the series. But others have gone on to win many events, and 3 eventually became series champions. Bristol, Talladega, and Daytona have each produced 2 first-timers. 1988 accounted for the most initial visits to victory lane, 3. The list goes all the way back to 1981, our first year of NASCAR Winston Cup coverage. Well, I remember those wins by Morgan Shepherd and Jody Ridley like they were yesterday back in 1981. Well, will we have another first-time winner here today? Well, right now in the top 10, we have 3 drivers who have never won a NASCAR Winston Cup race: Jerry Nadeau, Todd Bodine, and Wally Dallenbach. They're the top 5. Back in a moment. You rejoin us just as the field begins to accelerate off corner.
All right,
4 and take the
here we go. Green flag back in the air.
Jerry Nadeau beat everybody out of the pits. DJ came out in second. Ken Schrader, who had just made a green flag pit stop, the yellow car down on the inside. Unfortunately, the timing was bad for him. He's 2 laps down.
3 wide.
Understand that Schrader had
Trying to get around these lappers.
vibration just got so bad that he couldn't stand it, but unfortunately it did result in his losing a couple of laps.
That I miss sounds like this so bad.
Ward Burton, that's a battle for the 3rd position. And Joe Nemechek's car right in front of Ward is a couple laps down.
Jerry, how was the tire wear on Dale Earnhardt's car?
Bob, both the right front and right rear are showing some exposed cords on the inside. They're measuring the right front all on the inside shoulder here. Then on the backside there's some exposed cords. Then take a look at the right rear. You can actually see the cords exposed on the inside. These are 58 lap tires. Even at lap 35, that mandatory stop early on, he had a little bit of exposure, but not this significant. He's the only driver down here on this end of pit road we've seen have some inside shoulder wear on both right side tires.
That situation should get better.
I mean, Atlanta's a very abrasive track when it comes to tire wear.
On the racetrack, and then it rained for 24 hours nonstop. So they started on a very, very green racetrack, which is very abrasive on tires. So this situation should get better as the day
Yeah, it doesn't help that it really doesn't help that it rained the day before. So obviously they're trying to build the rubber back into the racetrack.
As you can see right now, Earnhardt would finish second in the NASCAR Winston Cup points in 2000 by 1 point. If you said, okay, this is it, if they finish in these positions.
So Tony Stewart, who hit the wall, he was in 5th place coming in a tight battle for 4th, really 4th, 5th, and 6th. Dale Jarrett and Ricky Rudd, but now that's going to kill his chances of finishing the top 5.
Well, let's find out what his feelings are as we go to Ray Dunlap.
Well, thank you, Bob. Talking it over here with Greg Zipadelli. And Tony, any indication you were going to have a tire problem?
No, Greg said we just had a mistake. Somehow when the tire carriers got the tires on the wall, somehow the right front got put on the left front on the right front. So I knew this set of tires didn't feel as good as the last. Now I know why.
Top 5 in the points. Looks like that's gone. Is this car going to get back in the race?
I don't know. I just got back here. I saw you before I saw Greg, so we'll find out here in a minute.
Okay, guys, looks like they're going to put on a new spindle on the right front, upper control arm. They're going to have to replace the shock, so it's going to be 15 or 20 laps before there's any shot of getting the Home Depot Pontiac back on the track.
Let's take a look at the point standings as they are right
Oh
now.
no, Mark Marta with issues.
Corner number 2, Mark Martin running 6th.
Closed dramatically.
Wow.
I don't see any smoke, so maybe it's just that he feels like he has a flat tire. We see some dust.
Oh man.
Debris that he's kicking up. Let's just hope
That
it's a flat tire,
sucks.
not a blown engine.
Mark had the points lead at Talladega earlier this year, lost it at California. He went from a 24-point lead in the point standings to now 608 behind.
Talk about an epic collapse.
He said Mark radioed in.
Looks like the audio got a little bit quiet there, but it's all good now. It blew up. It indeed blew up. Yeah, the audio got a little bit quiet.
And Phoenix.
That might just be from the tape recording, probably.
Is out of the race. Meanwhile, there's a battle for second spot as Ward Burton is to the inside of Dale Jarrett. Now let's get back to this Napa field summary and show you the point summary, point system as it stands right now. Ricky Rudd has
Oh, that is
fifth position at the moment.
terrible.
The fact that Tony Stewart is out of the race, he moves down one, but everybody else
What a
at the
tough
moment
break for Mark Martin there.
in the top 10. Now Kenseth moves up one, dropping Johnny Benson, and Jerry Nadeau moves up into 20th position in the field summary right now.
Well, Bobby Labonte just passed Dale Earnhardt to go into the 4th position, which means that Jeff Burton now right behind Earnhardt. So now Burton would go back in 2nd place in the points table if the race were to end now. This is going to keep changing all day long.
Jeff Burton's he's been kind of quiet, but he's slowly creeping up towards the front.
56.
Behind them, Jeff Gordon runs in 7th position. He was the pole position winner here today. And then Sterling Marlin.
It's the Pennzoil copter cam being put to use again.
Overhead shots from the Pennzoil copter cam. And there on the far right of your screen behind Marlin is Todd Bodine, who's now running 9th, and the 75 car of Wally Dallenbach completing the top 10. Rays with Mark Martin.
Well, Mark, we heard you say on the radio that a belt came off. Was there debris on the racetrack, or what caused it?
Nah, the pulleys broke off the front of the engine, so we're done.
Boy, when mechanical problems strike, not much you can do, right?
That's too bad. The Valvoline Taurus was working pretty well today. We were just adjusting around on the car a little bit there.
Oh no, Mikey's crashed!
Wasn't awesome, but it wasn't far off.
Oh no, Mikey!
Back of the car, Michael Waltrip, we see him moving around in the cockpit. Hopefully he can get out quickly.
You'll wait till the cars go
Oh
by.
no!
We can see him moving around there. We see him coming out of the car. Waves to everybody, say, I'm trying to get out of here. I'm stuck. Now, Michael's a big guy.
He's trying to skip through the roof.
He's anything but his little
No,
brother.
no, wait, unless he was getting the out-driver's side, but it looked like from that angle was trying to get out through the roof.
And my hat's off to those guys who run out there quickly to try to help Michael, because I'm not
alleviate
not too
those
sure that the start
that
was slowing
fire.
down quite enough.
So Michael Waltrip walks away from his wrecked race car, ending his 2000 season. We'll take the mandatory ride over to the infield care center. Here it is in replay.
Well, it was down on the inside of the racetrack, and it looks like it just broke loose with him. Whether a tire went down or what happened, it's hard to tell if that right rear tire is flat or not, Benny.
Damn, it
He
just
has been running awfully high on
it
the
just
racetrack.
snapped
I thought he was
around.
low on the racetrack, like he decided to try a different line or something. I'm not.
Wait, was it or was that contact? Hold on, I'm trying to hold on. I'm going back on the stream.
Releases the brakes. I think he started worrying about.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Another caution period.
Might have possibly been tire failure, but I don't know if that's just me. But
Jeff Burton is in, no adjustments to the car.
anyway, another round of pit stops here.
They need a new radio for Jeff. They can hear him, but he could not hear the crew, so they're going to put a new radio in for him. They come around here to do the left side to John Kernan.
Four tire change for Jerry Nadeau. No adjustments. They toyed with the idea of taking only 2 tires, but Tony first said the car was just too good. No weapon. 4 tires and fuel, no changes. Sterling Marlin a little tight on that last set, but did not want to make any air pressure adjustments. Jerry?
4 tires. Ward Burton putting the air pressure back where it was before the car. A little bit tight before the centering off. 14.9 seconds for Ward Burton as everyone now screams off pit road. Great pit stop for this Caterpillar crew. Under 15 seconds.
Very solid stop indeed.
And you can see there that Dale Jarrett beat Ward out after Ward had that great pit stop. I had DJ at about a 14.75.
So some great pit work on this caution period, the 7th of the morning. 130 laps are completed. Back in a moment to Atlanta. Caution remains out here at Atlanta Motor Speedway due to the incident involving Michael Waltrip. Now, during the pit stops, remember, it is a violation.
He goes, being towed now.
You get a loose tire and it floats out into pit road, and we almost had that situation with the 13 team as Robbie Gordon was making the pit stop. And now you'll notice one of the guys recognized the fact
I swear,
that the tire is loose. And
Robbie Gordon is involved with it's something in like every race.
Watch Scott Wimmer as he pulls out.
So he got that tire back just in time to avoid it from hitting Scott Wimmer and also to avoid a penalty.
Absolutely.
And a boy to that crew member.
All right, let's take a look at the Napa field summary now. Robert Presley has moved to the front of the field.
Robert Presley.
Ward Burton, Dale Earnhardt, and Jerry Nadeau are the top 5. 130.
Robert Presley, he's a pretty damn good driver. I think 2001 to 2003, he was very solid.
On the Watkins Glen Road Course in 1997, he was on his way to a record. For 3 straight years, he won at that New York track and added 3 consecutive victories at the Sears Point facility in California, making him the king of road courses. The streak
Yeah, that until Chase Elliott. That until Chase Elliott happened. What's going on, Trug? Glad to see you here.
Presley is at the front of the field, and Dale Jarrett is right behind him.
I know this isn't what you're expecting from me, but this is the other side of what I do here on YouTube. I'm a huge NASCAR fan, racing fan, and motorsports fan. So I hope you can appreciate that. Anyway, we're back to green flag and Robert Presley out in the lead. And Dale Jarrett, of course, has to be right there. Thank gosh. Can't let these smaller guys have nice things.
Not sure if Robert just took 2 tires or a fuel only. He made an awfully quick pit stop, but nevertheless he did get out front.
Jarrett closes in right on the back bumper. Presley's going to try to get alongside, get position.
Here he comes. Got a good run. Whoa!
Some contact those two Fords did. You see the damage to the right front on Robert Presley's car. He made several pit stops trying to put some tape on that. I don't know what caused that fender to be bent.
Another new leader, I guess, Bob. Exactly. The 12th one.
Is Austin Cindric future superstar?
So he becomes our
I don't think he's going to be a star right off the bat. I don't think he's going to be a star right off the bat. If he can make the playoffs, I think that's a good season for him. But I'm not expecting big numbers out of the way. I mean, he's no wait, he is driving the 2 car. Yeah. But I do expect them to win at least one time though. In 2022, I do expect them to win at least one race.
All y'all at home, I'm fine. All you people at home, I'm perfect. Just, I was real
You're doing a Bob Jenkins related tribute. Could you do his last ever IndyCar broadcast? 2012 Auto Club. I'll be honest with you, I actually haven't even thought about doing IndyCar type rewatching streams. But if you guys want it, I mean, if you guys want me to do it, I would I'd be more than happy to do it, because rewatch some older IndyCar stuff. I'd be more than happy to do it if you want it. Let me know in the chat. But yeah, good to see you. Good to see you here, Ian. Yeah, Presley is falling like a rock.
He just did it perfect, and I'm real thankful for my brother.
The good news is Michael's okay. DW still on the track, and guys, I think he's in about 33rd position, 1 lap down.
he's a lap down, and it's Michael's 10th DNF of the year. So we
Yeah, the good thing about Darrell Waltrip is that he ain't gonna finish last.
comes next year when he starts driving for Dale Earnhardt Enterprises. Now we've had a lot of changes up front, and now we have a battle between Ward Burton, who's the current leader, and
Legitimately forgot about the fact that Warburton took the lead because I was so distracted with chat.
He's already led today, but coming up there challenging the guy that I thought had the best car at this point of the race.
Dale won the race here in the spring. He has led 12 laps so far today. And Jerry Punch has more.
Guys, 2 sets of tires to go for Dale Earnhardt. He said the car had the front end was just skating in the corners. The last set of tires, he said the car was just twitchy loose. The car would go in just sort of jerk loose. They asked him, do you want us to change anything? He said, nah, just put 4 on it. I'll drive it how I want to drive it.
Classic Dale Earnhardt.
The new champion and last year's champion running side by
Yeah, Logano technically is the senior leader of Penske now.
And here comes Jerry Nadeau, moves into that 3rd spot, getting closer and closer. Pretty good battle.
Been planning on watching all the races on Twitch and uploading on YouTube. I feel like they might get taken. They feel like they might get taken down. YouTube, I think, in my opinion, is kind of a little more lenient and easier to do that. A little more easygoing. I mean, the worst you can get, honestly, with YouTube is just you know, just a copyright claim and all that, and not a strike. But honestly, I think YouTube might be the better option when it comes to, you know, doing this type of stuff.
8,800, almost 89.
Look at that. Look at that. They have the brakes going. We're unfortunately not going to get any of that at when we get to the new Atlanta, which is unfortunately sad. But I mean, Atlanta's. I mean, if it was just a simple repave, I think I would have been perfectly fine with that. But I didn't honestly think they were going to completely like reconfigure the whole damn place, and now it looks like it's possibly going to be another.
And now the 2nd place position is being contested as Jerry Nadeau.
Honestly, I'm not thrilled about the fact it might be another plate track, but no. Honestly, money says all the brings all the answers to everything nowadays. So
You thought I was going to say,
Yeah, I really thought you were going to say Nadu took over that.
also executive decisions and all that stuff.
Now think very safely, Bob.
and Nadu now takes over the spot. Todd Bodine and Dave Blaney and Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon's been kind of quiet.
11th and 12th.
Started on pole and he's been kind of around back end top 10, just outside the top 10 most of the race since.
Rusty Wallace.
He would be the highest of the Ray Bestis rookie contenders right now, although Dave Blaney is back in 11th. Boy, they're just scattered all over the racetrack, aren't they?
Some high, some low. Makes for good racing. A lot of side by side, as we see right here.
Rusty Wallace getting a pretty serious challenge from the 17 of Kenseth.
Matt Kenseth making move.
Rookie points by 28 over Dale Earnhardt Jr. going into this race.
And speaking of Dale Earnhardt Jr., he is right now in the 18th spot.
18th, 10 positions behind him.
Rusty just can't keep that car on the bottom of the racetrack for whatever reason. Made some pretty serious adjustments on the thing so far, but nothing has worked.
Auto Club gonna be interesting how that'll work. Same with the Clash of the Coliseum. I mean, Clash of the Coliseum, I'm not nuts about it, but at the same time, it's something new. So I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, honestly, once we get laps on, I think honestly, once we get laps on the once we actually get some laps going, maybe some practice on it, we'll know. But yeah, Auto Club 2022 is going to be the final year with the old configuration, and then it's going to be converted into a short track.
Ward Burton continues to lead the Napa
So
500 here at
we'll see how that turns out.
Nadu running a very
Honestly, I'm honestly gonna miss the old Auto Club.
back to the 46 car.
'Cause I thought the old Auto Club was actually
The last few laps, they continue to battle for that
honestly a
position.
very solid racetrack.
But down the straightaway,
I thought it was one of the best. I think, in my opinion, I think it was one of the best tracks on the schedule.
A little bit of a scare a little bit ago. As he was down on the inside of Rusty Wallace, Dale Jarrett up there on the outside, and look at the back end.
Whoa!
Did a good job of.
Good job there.
Hey, a battle for the lead.
well, this is the battle for third spot.
Earnhardt and Bob Labonte.
You know, I was thinking back to March here when those two were battling for the lead. Yeah, they were really going at it here.
Earnhardt's going way up higher.
Finish line side by side, and Earnhardt won it by just inches.
Running together again, but back in the third and fourth positions.
Looks like Earnhardt's the 3 car is really, really good for 15 or 20 laps, and then he starts.
But yeah, I mean, I'd be down to do an episode. I mean, of your podcast. I listened to the episode with Darian. It was really good, and yeah, left that. I think I left a comment on that too. So yeah, I'd be more than happy to be on the show. The only thing is, for the month of January, I'm actually technically going to be working during the week, so the thing is though about it, it's online work, so I don't have to actually leave my I don't actually have to like, you know, like leave the house and all that, but yeah.
Now Todd Bodine and Rusty Wallace are contesting the ninth position, and here
Okay, okay. It's not really work. It's actually one final class that I actually have to get. Fun fact, I thought I graduated this year, but I actually didn't, because the class that I was supposed to that was supposed to count, it didn't. So apparently I was a semester too late, but you know what? That's fine. It is what it is. I'm gonna be taking one final class in January. I'm gonna be taking one final class in January. It's only 3 weeks of work, and that way my February will be freed up, and I can really start focusing on putting out some really good videos out. So there's that, but I mean, usually like around like the nighttime, usually like night times are my best time, or maybe even the weekends, or most of my free time is at. So if you want, we could, I don't know, we could tape it by then, but yeah, thank you for wishing me early congratulations on that. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting my communications degree, bachelor's, so hopefully by then I will be having another job. And actually, as a matter of fact, I am working on some other real life jobs actually outside of YouTube. And one of them, I actually got to do a Christmas concert not this past Monday, last week Monday.
Number 99 Ford Taurus down pit road, and Ray Dunlap, he's headed toward you.
Anyway, green flags. Looks like green flag stops are gonna. Oh, this might be an unscheduled stop for Jeff Burden.
No idea why he decided to come in here. Jeff indicated nothing on the radio before he headed for pit road. They come around here, left side tires. He will go a lap down here in this situation. Brother Ward leading the race.
Probably camera work, honestly, because I'm also trying to get another gig where I'm actually taping a podcast for somebody else, and then actually post the videos on YouTube. I'm actually gonna be running their channel, so that'll be really cool. I mean, we have me and my family, we have a lot of connections, especially with the especially with my sister, because she's she's a singer, and we do all these like events and stuff, and we've developed a lot of connections with some of the people in the communication industry. So I'm actually gonna be doing stuff for them in the years to come. So at least I'll be able to get a little extra wage, and eventually maybe that might lead to many more things down the road. I mean, but obviously I want to keep this channel going for as long as I want to keep this channel going for as long as I can. So, but basically I use this I use YouTube as a way to kind of like as a starting ground for what's to come. That's pretty much it. So anyway, Jerry Nadeau back to the lead. Look at Matt Kenseth going by Dale Sr. Whoa, Earnhardt got close to the wall there. How about Matt Kenseth? All you Eric Eastep fans up.
Now he's got some clean track
All you Eric Eastup fans are probably going to be typing groovy here, probably within the next minute or so.
Has led 62 laps so far and has led the most laps to this point of the Napa 500, the season finale for the 2000 NASCAR. ESPN's live coverage of the Napa 500 from Atlanta Motor Speedway is being brought to you by Daytona USA, the official attraction of NASCAR. By Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Call 1-800-RENT-A-CAR. Pick up Enterprise. We'll pick you up. And by Kmart Route 66 Jeans. Close. It's not Main Street, only at Kmart. There's Jerry Nadeau continuing to lead. He has about a 1 1/4 second advantage now on second place Ward Burton.
Laps are gonna be ticking off here. Laps are ticking off. But anyway, now it is officially 10 o'clock on the East Coast. And to those of you who are new and who will be coming in for the first time, if you guys are going to be coming in pretty soon from Core League, we are rewatching the 2000 Napa 500 Bob Jenkins final NASCAR broadcast. And we're getting down to it here.
He had done that earlier today.
I know it was kind of a little bit of a caution fest early on, but it's looking like we're finally getting a long green flag run here, and now here's Scott Pruitt on pit road.
Here's the battle for fifth between Earnhardt and Gordon that Jeff now has.
I think you're right. The longer Earnhardt runs, the worse his car gets.
Yeah, he's real good for the first 10 or 15 laps, and then just starts deteriorating and gets worse, it seems, almost every lap.
Imagine if Enterprise was still a sponsor. Oh my god, yeah. I know.
Pennzoil Copter Cam continues to hover over Atlanta.
And the Pennzoil Copter Cam.
Beautiful aerial shots. And again, yesterday the
Coke or Pepsi? Coke easily. Cherry's the bomb.
hardly a cloud in the sky, BP.
No, it is a beautiful day. A little chilly, I guess. Those guys on pit road would say it was cold. I'm pretty comfortable myself, but they probably would complain about being a little chilly.
Get some more shrimp or anything for you, BP?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Looks like Ford might be taking the manufacturer's championship.
Marlin up to challenge Earnhardt.
Dale Jarrett has
Unless that's the point solely for this race.
Remember, he was up front not too long ago, and he is currently running in the 14th position, 19 and a half seconds behind the leader. Jerry, what's the problem there?
If you take a look at Dale Jarrett's left front headlight area, there's a hole there. Need to either hit something or something debris-wise went through there, but there's a hole in the left front.
Oh, there is. Yeah, there is a little bit of a hole punctured.
It's causing a serious push. It says the car will not turn at all in the corner. They're going to patch that.
Yeah, anything that any type of front damage, it's gonna affect the handling and the aero.
Show you how drivers have advanced their positions after a caution. Unfortunately, that isn't the way it's working for Dale Jarrett, because when we had the restart, he was running in second position, and he has now dropped back, as we said, to 14th.
Actually, he took the lead there.
What TV shows do you watch? What TV shows do you watch now?
A couple of cars that were running in
Well, last year I think it was this time last year. Well, no, I think it was early this year. I think, but I know DuckTales recently finished up. The new one. That was a really emotional final episode. Absolutely love that show. Another show I've gotten to really appreciate honestly a lot is Bluey. Bluey might be a show for younger people, but honestly it's not. It really isn't.
The 93 car also raced with these guys in 9th position. Meanwhile,
You'd be surprised what topics Bluey covers.
More and more rubber is getting on the racetrack. Many of the drivers are complaining the groove is getting tighter and tighter. And Earnhardt has gotten very
But
tight
yeah,
in the middle of the corner.
what else?
Plowing in the middle of the corner. They'll make an adjustment for the first time.
I mean, my TV viewing has kind of gone down, really, but I have like a soft spot, you know, for all the old Disney shows.
He's been running anywhere from 20.
I mean, I still appreciate the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob. Those were some of the best seasons. I mean, any like 2000s or 90s, 1990s or 2000s cartoon, I can get behind. So
the car he's using today is a backup car.
it was.
He admitted to us that he was going for the pole. But that's what happened.
That's really ironic that Ricky Rudd said that.
Who ran so well. Let's go down to Bill Weber quickly.
Just a quick pit stop for Johnny Benson. On the left rear, he believes they have the wrong gear in the car. So it's
Johnny
a
Benson.
trading day for him.
Man, Earnhardt is continuing to go backwards.
Earnhardt. Jerry Nadeau's lead is a little over a second now at the 184 lap mark over series champion for 2000, Bobby Labonte.
Lap 188, the car number 88 makes a scheduled pit stop. Dale Jarrett, they put a patch over that hole in the left front, change 4 tires, make a track bar adjustment, and the car number 24 coming down pit road. Let's check in on pit road.
And green flag stops are happening now.
Jeff Gordon's crew waiting for him to come to his pit as he slowly makes his way down pit road. Just a lap ago, he told Robbie Loomis on the radio the car's starting to vibrate and getting really loose. So Robbie said, hey, come on in. They'll also make a chassis adjustment.
Honestly, there isn't no funniest video that I've ever seen. There's quite a few that actually have made me like. It depends on what the video is, but sometimes I know I know Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. I know their videos make me laugh all the time. I also became Mr. Beast fan this year too, so
Kenny Wallace moving off pit road also. There's Todd Bodine, who has his work completed.
And the leader's about to come into the pits as Todd Bodine goes out. Jerry Nadeau.
there's Jerry Nadeau. Get her wound down.
That's going to give the lead to Bobby Labonte, who has not led yet today. John?
Tony Furr, Jerry Nadeau, very happy with the way the car is. The last 2 stops have made no adjustments at all. He squeals to a stop. They'll go to work on the right side. Now they're going to peel off the tearaway, and I believe that's the last one they're going to have left for the day. Swinging around to the left side. No chassis adjustments, no air pressure adjustments. Still very satisfied with the way the car's running. Another good pit stop for Jerry Nadeau's crew.
Man, they have been killing it. Pit crew's been killing it today.
Bill Elliott making his way down pit road.
And Bill Weber is right there.
Bill Elliott on pit road. Routine stop here. The tearaway pulled from the windshield. To improve the visibility. Obviously, that's been a problem throughout the day. Right side to run. Now we'll get left side tires. Good run for Elliott. Changes to the Dodge next year. Heads back into his final race for his own team, Terrain.
Well, we get ready for Mike Skinner to come down pit road. Skinner says that the car is very, very good. Larry McReynolds talked to him on the radio. They said, let's not make any chassis changes, but they did decide to put a half a pound of air back in the right front. Now, Skinner wants to stay out there and lead a lap, but he does not this time. He comes down pit road. Bobby Labonte
Oh, he might have looked like he might have sped.
comes in for a smooth stop. Atlanta, one of the tracks that Skinner has been excellent at. You won't see any changes.
Might have looked like Skinner might have sped.
Left side, a bit of a hang up on the left rear there. Jackman comes around, and this will be somewhat of a lengthy stop. Already into the 12-second range.
Oh no, slow! Oh, engine idle for a second, but Bob the Bunny gets back going.
4 laps before he relinquished it to come in for his pit stop.
And who is this going to cycle out now to the lead?
One of the earlier cars pit. And while Bobby Labonte was out with those worn tires, Ward Burton making up some ground. And there he is, very close to the 18 car. He'll go by Bobby Labonte. But meanwhile, that great pit stop by Nadeau will put him back up front.
Indeed, Jerry Nadeau is going to be the leader of the race.
Okay. Nadeau will still be the leader.
And his advantage over Ward Burton is going to be a little more than 7¼ seconds. Bobby Labonte third, then Matt.
Wow, he is kicking everyone's ass.
John Kernan once again.
Jerry Nadeau's crew looking over the tires. They roll it back. You can see where they've circled around. The Goodyear engineer showing where the cords are. And Tony Ferd just told Jerry, you're going to have to take it easy on your tires because that time we ran a full fuel stop for you. So you're going to have to take it easy on your tires because we showed a little bit of chunking. So now they're continuing
Oh,
to
he got
over with the Goodyear engineer. But Tony also told me they could not make it on one more stop. They would need 2.
Will we have a first-time winner here at Atlanta Motor Speedway to end the 2000 season? Well, right now, Jerry Nadeau, who has never won in the series, is in the lead over Bobby Labonte, Ward Burton, Matt Kenseth, and Jeff Burton.
Nice top 5 there, especially with Matt Kenseth. A rookie Matt Kenseth in the top 5.
On this
Have a day.
afternoon, well, ESPN's family of networks will continue to be the home of NASCAR's greatest moments with the debut of our newest series, ESPN Classics Classic Pit Stop, which will take the green flag Saturday, January 6th at 10 o'clock in the morning with the 1991 Daytona 500 Classic Pit Stop, only on ESPN Classic. To order ESPN Classic, dial 1-800-CLASSIC or call your cable provider. And don't forget also that ESPN will continue to be the home of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series for 2001. Well, Jerry Nadeau has just lapped the 4-car of Bobby Hamilton, so he is now a lap down. There are 18 cars.
Yeah, this was ESPN's last broadcast with the Cup Series, but they would go on for the next couple of years with solely the Truck Series until 2003, I believe.
A big area here, and this was a complete fuel stop. 65 laps on this right front tire. It's the first time we've seen this on Bobby Labonte. A little earlier, I showed you Dale Earnhardt's right front and right rear tires. His were even worse. This time they came off, so we're seeing significant wear here in the right front, but no right rear wear for Bobby Labonte. What about Rusty Wallace, Go Ever?
Hopefully, by the end of this stream, hopefully maybe more viewers will be popping in.
Remember, Rusty said he had a vibration, so he didn't want to stay out. This is the inside of his right front tire. Right here, you can see worn to the cord and chunked right here. Worn to the cord through here, chunked out right there. 55 green flag laps on this right front. Amazing feel by Rusty. Try to save himself a hard hit. Let's go further down pit road.
Well, Bill, on lap 165, Jeff Burton came into the pits. We didn't know why. He just said the car wouldn't handle. They checked all the tires around. Everything was okay. All the air pressures were up. None of them were flat. But Jeff said he didn't like the way the car was handling. He went a lap down then. But because of all these green flag pit stops that we've had, Jeff Burton is now back on the lead lap. He's running an 8. So the 99 car hopes we get a caution.
Least favorite show of all time?
Yes, he does need a caution flag.
I really don't like have a least favorite because there's a lot of like really bad stuff out there, but
6th and 7th here, Jeff Gordon, Matt Kenseth. They're running about 10¼ or 10.5 seconds.
let's just I don't know, if I were to pick one, I don't know, this is just completely random. Let's go with pig, goat, banana, cricket. Let's just go with that one. You'll never catch me watching that. Oh my god, the show is so bad.
There's Jerry do. It's the leader by over 5 seconds. So he's on the racetrack by himself there right now. That's a good position to be in. They're coming up on Terry Labonte, who is running in 17th position. His teammate trying to put him a lap down.
Just over 100 laps left. Well, close to just over 100 laps left. Bobby Labonte right now looks to be the fastest car on the track.
Taking care of those tires. And the 99 car of Jeff Burton comes in for the pit stop. He wanted a caution. He didn't get a caution. This pit stop is under green.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Jeff Burton.
Been about 45 laps. Let's go down to Ray Dunlap.
Well, guys, remember back in March here at Atlanta, they blew the right front tire on the 99 car. He hit the wall hard, finished 43rd that day. Jeff Burton says, we are not going to take a chance on tires today. They're putting some water in there, too, as the temperature up just a little bit on the 99 here, but this was a caution, or I mean, excuse me, a pit stop for tires. They did not get that caution, Benny, and again, one more lap down here. They may go 2 laps down because of the lengthy pit stop.
They very well could, Ray. That
was a lengthy stop.
add water to it, but you can see the steam coming out the overflows. Apparently it was overheating with him, so that's going to be a costly situation for Jeff Burton.
Lightyear, I'm not nuts about.
Dale Earnhardt is concerned.
I'm honestly not nuts about it.
Yep, there you see now that Earnhardt is in second position, and Burton is 73 points behind him right now, and Jarrett 89, so Jarrett could move up into third.
The one movie I am hyped though for,
So closely here
Sonic 2. That's the movie I'm looking forward to seeing in 2022. Hopefully everything will start to open up again by then, and without any issues, and I can actually see Sonic 2 in the theater, because I absolutely love the first Sonic movie. I'm so excited for Tails and Knuckles. I don't know what the name of this actor is, but Idas or something like that. I'm not sure, but I think they picked a pretty damn good role for Knuckles. So really excited to see Sonic 2.
But since that time, through air pressure and good pit stops, they've made up a lot of time on the track, made the car better. Their last stop was 15.08. I talked to Robbie Reiser, Matt's crew chief, before the race. He said, yes, they're interested in the Rookie of the Year award. Obviously, they're leading that race, but their goals before the season included finishing in the top 15 in points. He came in here 14th. They want to maintain that spot. It's also Matt's last race as a single man. He and his fiancée Katie get married the middle of next month.
And we do wish them the best. Wallace and Gordon continue to race close for 5th.
Jeff Gordon about the only car here. I guess Nadu can probably run on the bottom of the racetrack, but Jeff able to use the bottom of the track. Most other guys after
Favorite villain? I'm not really a villain type of guy.
Continues to lead, John Kernan.
Yes, he does. Bob,
But
just a few minutes ago, Benny,
the only one I do have appreciation for is Zeta.
because we saw what that right front looked like after that last
I used to call her Zeta, but it's actually Zeta. So
Jerry, you got about a straightaway lead on Bobby Labonte. You need to kind of take it easy on the fuel. Try and save as much fuel as you can each and every lap, because we want to try and make it to the end with only one more stop. Now, if I got the lap count right, that would be 67 laps from the end would be his last stop. To Dr. Jerry Punch.
Guys, I told you Bobby Labonte stayed out an extra 4 laps to make that last pit stop. The reason being, they wanted to see if they could calculate and possibly make it on one more stop. Well, Mark Quanquist, their engine builder, has made the calculations as he nervously paces around the Porta-Johns back here behind pit wall. And he has figured that if we stay green, they can make it on one more stop. They'll have to go 130 laps total, split it in half. That is 65
65 laps.
Last stop will be on lap
much still at stake as we're now well past the halfway mark of this finale of the 2000 season, the Napa 500. Yesterday here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Media Center, a real special moment. 6 former Winston Cup champions saluted Darrell Waltrip, and of course his brother Michael was also there. We had it on live, but in case you missed it, you
Want to see Sing 2 on Christmas? Hope you have fun.
Sunday,
I've heard okay things about Sing 2.
as Waltrip ends.
I actually didn't see the first one, but I actually didn't see the first Sing, but I heard it was pretty good. So
4 laps down. Jerry Nadeau is the leader of the race with Bobby Labonte running in 2nd position. Then Ward Burton, Jeff Gordon, and Rusty Wallace now 5th. Right behind.
Now we have. Looks like we have just over 100 laps to go here at Atlanta. So we're getting down to it here.
I think this guy in the last few races has really showed that he is going to be a top contender in Winston Cup competition. He recorded his first top 10 at Phoenix a few weeks ago, and then had another top 10 last weekend at Homestead. And right now,
Dave Blaney, he's
again. As a matter of fact, he's headed for, if he can finish there today, his best career finish, which right now is 8th at the Phoenix Mile.
And he's running 6th. So, and this week, Dave Blaney and several other cars with the Lowe's Motor Speedway.
I actually haven't seen the new Spider-Man, but I am planning to go see it eventually. When things kind of died down a little bit. I've done a pretty good job with avoiding spoilers, so. But I'm definitely looking forward to the new Spider-Man animated movie. I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
They were looking at the right rear like something was loose back there, but decided to change tires and send Junior back on his way.
We have had 3 first-time winners in the year 2000. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Matt Kenseth.
Now we are under 100 laps to go.
First-time winners was 1988, and that, by the way, is the most first-time winners in the modern era. During 1998, the following drivers won their first NASCAR Winston Cup race: Lake Speed, Ken Schrader, Alan Kulwicki, and who was the 4th?
Phil Parsons at Talladega.
I was just checking you, see if you remember.
In 1988.
Yes. So we could have a tying of that record here today of 4 first-time winners if Jerry Nadeau can hang on.
His lead is shrunk down to just a fraction over 3 seconds the last time around. It had been up over 5 seconds, but we've already documented the fact that he's not pushing it too hard right now, trying to conserve fuel and trying to conserve those tires.
Check the UPS race recap. Nadeau has led the most laps so far, 117. We have had 18 lead changes, 7 caution periods. Then the average speed is up to over 135.5 miles an hour. Those who have led laps now shown. Ward Burton having led the 2nd highest number. Scott Wimmer in his debut in the series.
He's just long at laps right now.
Our champion has led 4 so far. Last year's champ Dale Jarrett has led 2.
Dale Jarrett's about to go a lap down.
Front, Steve Park and Kenny Wallace have both led a lap. We have 5 drivers that are.
Wow, Dale Jarrett has gone down a lap.
Martin, Jeremy Mayfield,
You don't see that often.
Bodine, and the 88 car of Dale Jarrett has just gone a lap down in 14.
Robert Presley, the 13th and 14th place cars, and now just.
You still got well over a half a trigger, a half a straightaway there. Good job, man.
So 12 cars now on the lead lap.
I mean, so what they're trying to tell Jerry Nadeau, it doesn't matter that the lead is diminishing, because if you have a 6-second lead or a 7-second lead, if you have to make another pit stop for fuel that the 2nd place car Bobby Labonte doesn't have to make, you're going to lose. So back up, slow down. Sometimes the fastest car does not always win.
No, it's down to under. Looks like it looks to be under 3 seconds.
On board with Bobby Labonte, who finds himself 2.5 seconds behind the leader of the race.
No, 2.5. All right. I guess I was right.
And Rusty Wallace. We'll take a break and be right back. Live coverage of the Napa 500 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Our final telecast of NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Hopefully for just a little while, but we will continue to be the home of NASCAR's greatest moments. Our newest series, it'll be on ESPN Classic Pit Stop. It takes the green flag on January the 6th at 10 o'clock Eastern with the 1991 Daytona 500. Classic Pit Stop only on ESPN Classic.
And Rick Maston, the Conseco car, is having a terrible day.
Yeah.
He's back in 36th. He's, what, 6 laps down, Ned?
Yes, 6 laps down. And
we saw Rusty Wallace go down in turn 1 at 93 miles per hour. Let's watch Rick Maston. We'll see how he accelerates and what kind of speed he's able to attain. 188, 191, 192. We'll check out the telemetry, the Jimmy Dean sausage telemetry in Rusty Wallace's car and see what kind of top speed he has. Down the backstretch. 193 I saw. The front stretch ought to be faster. Rusty Wallace pretty close behind Jeff Gordon as they go by Jimmy Spencer's car. 187, 189, 91, 90.
Have you seen the Brockbeard Jared Nady video? Yes, I have. Very well done. Oh no!
Slow on the backstretch.
he was running in the 17th position.
Not Scott Wimmer. Oh my God.
And Ricky Rudd has been posted. A lug nut missing on that car, so he has come in.
Yeah, he was in for a pit stop just a few laps ago. Kurt Busch is in the pits now also. There you see that 97 car. This Rudd takes his penalty and goes.
Oh yeah, this was Kurt. Forgot about Kurt Busch.
Long ago, so he's having a fine race here.
And see, I've seen this on the 97 car all day long. When he stops and sits there for about 5 seconds, it starts overheating. See some steam come out the overflow, just like we saw on the 99 car.
Well, the 17
There's Matt Kenseth.
comes in. He was running in the top 10 on the lead lap, but he needs a pit stop here on lap 241, Bill.
And Bob, this could be a similar situation to what we talked about before that they had earlier in the race. Very, very loose on this set of tires. They want to make a track car adjustment, 3/4 of a round.
A little slow on the right rear.
Tires. There they make the track bar adjustment. Now the left side tires will come off. The new ones will go on. Matt Kenseth may not and probably won't be able to reach the finish after that stop. He'll need to make one more stop.
And once again, another car, a Jack Roush car, that after he sits there, it starts coming out, steam starts coming out the overflow. They overheat sitting still. Wonder what that's all about.
Well, we understand that Ward Burton might be having some problems. He's running third, huh, Doc?
They are biting their fingernails down here in the Caterpillar pit. Ward Burton radioed about 4 laps ago and said, I've got a vibration in the right front tire. They thought it might have been a wheel weight or maybe some heating off the caliper, but now Ward has said the vibration is all the way around the racetrack and getting worse. Tommy Baldwin said, can you give me 11 more laps, buddy? Can you hang on 11 more laps and we'll bring you in? And Ward said, I'm hanging, but it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Oh, I tell you.
Oh man.
Don't cure themselves.
The UPS serial scoring shows that Ward Burton has been as low as 39th, and he's been as high as the leader. Meanwhile, Dale Earnhardt now makes a pit stop, Jerry.
Dale Earnhardt comes in. He will not be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel from here, but they would have decided to go ahead and come in. You got to make 2 stops. Why not come in, get fresh tires, and pick up some time on the racetrack? Winningest driver in Atlanta Motor Speedway history, a 9-time winner, including the race here in the spring. 4 tires, slide
on the left side of that car.
He'll have to make another pit stop as well.
And the jack drops at 16.5
one of them crew members fell.
And the rear tire changer, for some reason, fell down. I'm not sure exactly what that's all about.
Back down to Bill Weber.
Hey, Benny.
Yeah.
That car may overheat while it's sitting still.
What's up? What's up, Eric?
Moving fast. This is the right rear.
Good to see you here.
You can see that it is worn to the cords and chunked out big time in here. So these guys really gonna have to watch their tires. Several other teams talking about sliding that right rear. So they're gonna have to be very cautious here. Final laps of this race to Jerry Punch.
Warburton coming in for what should be, well, they may have to make one more stop.
Ooh, almost overshot it.
Right front will be interesting. Take a look at that right front tire when it comes off. Tommy Baldwin and the crew pull away the last tearaway off the windshield. Left side tires going on. No adjustment so far. Left side's on. He's down and away for Warburton.
Solid stop.
Pit stop for Warburton under that kind of pressure under 15 seconds. I'm talking about what's the rear tire changer on the Ford Quality Care number 8.
That might have been the best pit stop I've seen all day.
And he something happens and bam, he just falls down and busts his rear end.
That hurts.
John Kernan.
Floor tire change for Jeff Gordon as he is in for service. They also put some wedge in the car and gotten loose again to Bill Weber.
Rusty Wallace picked up a push.
I got to rewatch the 2019 DXE Technology 600. Shows a new garden with his third race in 2019 season. Absolutely love to see that. We love new goat in this household.
Not happy with the pit stop at all. The 93
Yes,
we understand,
clearly he isn't.
He has made it to pit road, and
Dave Blaney might be out of.
pit box, Jerry.
And a tough break for Dave Blaney. By the way, his teammate Scott Wimmer a moment ago was not an engine. He ran out of fuel as well. We are now being told by Bill Davis. Blaney
Wimber went out of fuel, so he's not done for. So he's. I mean, he's out of the running now, but he's not done.
out of gas, now being serviced. He's away.
Todd Bodine is in. A little bit of paint missing from the right side of that car where he scraped the wall a while ago. Work completed, and Todd Bodine goes back onto the racetrack.
And he too will have to make another stop, Bob. 75 laps to the end. I don't think that he can make it that far.
Jerry Nadeau, Bobby Labonte, and Mike Skinner are the only three who now haven't pitted in the last few laps. They remain on a lap by themselves. And Jerry Nadeau has just about a second advantage over Bobby Labonte. We have reached lap 252 of the Napa 500.
Well, the calculations for the new Winston Cup champion didn't quite work. Bobby Labonte has run.
Oh.
They were trying to stretch.
Oh, he ran out of fuel.
Now they're saying that no, it may not be fuel. The car is actually running when they come in. We're hearing Bobby.
Oh, wait. Never mind.
Front tire may have gone down on the Interstate Batteries Pontiac. Bobby making a pit stop about 6 laps before they can schedule themselves to come in. Here on lap 255. Left side tires going off clock 6, 12, 13, 14, 15.6 seconds for Bobby Labonte. He's down and away.
That means he's got about 70 laps to go. I think that'll really be pushing it to go the rest of the way without stop.
So do I. Now, can Nadeau? Can he run to?
If he runs another tour,
Nadeau's coming in.
Well, here he comes.
Nadeau gets it down over the speed limit. John.
No tires, just gas.
Jerry Nadeau was going to stay out 3 more laps, but as soon as Bobby Labonte had to come in and pit, Tony first said, "Let's pit the next."
No, that's a very interesting name. A very quotable name.
So everybody's going to have to pit one more time. Don't know if he can stretch it.
What cup drivers do you hate? Easily Sten Fraud. Mickey Sten Fraud. No question.
You heard they wanted some wedge earlier, but they decided to make it with an air pressure adjustment.
Inspirational Priest should have gotten the ride over Sten Fraud.
It was a good stop for Jerry Nadeau, but that now gives the lead to the 31 car of Mike Skinner. If you'll remember here in the spring, he dominated this race race, leading 191 laps, but now he has decided that he'll come in for a pit stop. Ray Dunlap.
Well, Bob, this was strategy for two reasons. Number one, they can make it for fuel, no problem, but also to give them a couple more laps on those tires. These guys can go all the way. Now, this strategy only plays out if this race stays green. Left side tires are on, and Mike Skinner is down and away. And Benny Parsons at the beginning of the season predicted that Mike Skinner would be one of those first-time winners. Guess what, BP? Today's your last chance.
Yeah, don't remind me. But if Skinner can run about 68 laps on a tank of fuel, he just might pull this thing off because in the 22 car.
Yeah, Riley. Yeah, Herbst I don't like. Sauter I hate.
They're going to lose about a lap.
There's a lot of them.
Ward Burton has a 5-second lead on Jerry Nadeau.
That's as a result of him coming in short pitting, as you say, and he's been out there a while on these new tires.
But now Skinner might have the advantage with the new tires, but Ward Burton's gonna pass him.
During that period of time, he's run about, what, 10 or 12 laps, I guess, on this set of tires. Of course, Nadeau has new tires now, so that lead will probably dwindle.
This is the third time that Ward Burton has been out front of the Napa 500. We've got 259 laps completed. And
Yo.
we'll be right back.
Younger Rick Hendrick.
Welcome back to live coverage of the Napa 500, the final race of the 2000 NASCAR Winston Cup season. I'm Bob Jenkins, along with Ned Jarrett, Benny Parsons, John Kernan, Bill Weber, and Dr. Jerry Punch. And we are 264 laps into this 325-lap race with Ward Burton out front by a little over 5.5 seconds over Jerry Nadeau. Bobby Labonte is running in the third position. Well, what's coming up on SportsCenter tonight at 6 o'clock with Trey Wingo, Kenny Mayne, and Chris McHenry? Well, the latest BCS rankings come out today. A great matchup on Monday Night Football. Skins back against the wall. And how do you fall from number 1 to number 2? How about because you haven't played a game? All those stories and more tonight on SportsCenter at 6.
Yeah, Wimmer's still out there.
ESPN.
There's see Ward Burton going by the 23 car, the AT&T Pontiac of Scott Wimmer, who we said we thought
59 laps to go.
Simply ran out of fuel. He's now 24th, a couple of laps down. Well, actually 3 laps down.
Okay, we go down to John Kernan, who's in the 25 pit.
Bob, I'm with the right rear tire off of Jerry Nadeau's car. Remember, I told you they were going to try and stay out there 3 more laps, but when Bobby Labonte pitted a couple laps before, they decided to come in. It's a good thing they did, because look at this. Worn down to the cord, 65 laps, they said. That's the maximum number of laps that they could do. So they're going to come up about 4 laps short from the end of the race. To Dr. Jerry Punch.
And we told you Bobby Labonte made an unscheduled pit stop about 5 laps early. He thought he had a tire going down. Well, actually what he was feeling was a vibration in the right rear tire. Here's the inside shoulder of the right rear tire with cord showing.
These tires have been abused all day long.
Completely out at 60 laps.
You would think by now that the grooves should be starting to come in a little bit.
Mark Clark was says they can gamble and try to make it the rest of the way without stopping and maybe steal the victory. How about tire wear in Rusty Wallace's pit, Bill Weber?
Well, Jerry, the fans might be tired of seeing this, but here you are again, exactly the same as the last set, inside the right front of Rusty Wallace's right front tire. You can see it's worn down to the cords here. Now, this team's concerned about this. This was less than 60 laps because they went with a very conservative air pressure, conservative upper control arm, conservative setup. Basically, it's a combination of a green racetrack and Canberra that's doing this. But this is going to affect the final.
Yeah, Canberra has a big effect on tire wear too. If you set it up the wrong way, your tire wear is going to be excessive. But if you do it right, you can maximize your tire lifespan.
Well, here's a UPS snapshot on Rusty Wallace. Has been as low as high at 41st, rather, as high as 3rd. Currently 4th. He started back in the 20th position.
What these teams now are deciding to do, I'm sure, is take the amount of remaining laps that they had after they made that stop and just cut them in half and not take any chances on wearing those tires out.
Yeah, I'm starting to get tired. Yeah, we're starting to get a little tired here. It's almost 11 o'clock.
Out there running over 181 miles per hour. Nadeau and Bobby Labonte are running around 178 because they're taking it easy, trying to save their tires.
Darrell Waltrip is 35th right now.
There is Nadeau, who is the 16th leader this year to lead the most laps in a race. The leader of the most laps has won 15 races this season. Tony Stewart the most at 4. In 3rd position is Bobby Labonte.
See, these are the stats that you don't usually hear on the broadcast nowadays. That's what I love about Bob. That's what I love about Bob's broadcasting style. He tells you stuff that you normally don't hear about. That honestly, the broadcasters today they really don't talk about.
On gas if we short pit. They're still thinking about it. That's what Bobby voted for, and I think his vote carries a lot of weight. He sits in that seat.
All right, so we are closing in on 50 laps to go here. Closing in on 50 laps to go.
Leading over Jerry Nadeau, Bobby Labonte, Rusty Wallace, and Dave Blaney, and we'll be right back. Back at Atlanta Motor Speedway, we continue with the Napa 500. The leader is Ward Burton, Jerry Nadeau running second, and the man with whom we ride right now, Bobby Labonte, running in 3rd position. He clinched the championship last week, and so did he come to Atlanta to cruise? Absolutely not. We talked with him about the strategy that he has for this final race of the year.
You know, even though the points are over with as far as we're concerned, at the end of the year, I think satisfaction is there's still 34 races that we want to race, and we want to go out there and do the best we can. It would be unbelievable if we can win that race, and we're definitely going to try.
He is trying very hard. He's 13 3/4 seconds behind the leader right now, but again, strategy is being played out in the pit area that could have a drastic effect on the outcome of this race.
We know for a fact that Ward Burton will have to stop.
Right.
He's the leader of the race. But we've already had reports that maybe Bobby Labonte and his crew might short pit.
Yeah.
Somewhere about 30 laps to go. They have right now 45 to go.
Running in 4th position is
We'll see. We'll see what happens with this strategy. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here of this race.
Now the 46 car running there at the bottom of the racetrack is a lap down, but boy,
So if you haven't already, tell your friends, tell your kids, tell your wife, tell them to come to this stream. This race is nearing its conclusion.
back in 35th position, 6 laps down.
Hey, what? Dave Blaney's liking this Winston Cup racing all of a sudden, isn't he?
Has made great strides this year.
It's been fun. It's been fun doing another one of these rewatching streams again.
Now beginning to see the final pit stops. Jeff.
Here we go, Jeff Gordon starting the final round of stops.
Dropped as far back as 12th and has worked his way back into the top 10. This will be his final pit stop of the day. Another adjustment, this time on the track bar. As they went up, it looked like about a half a round there. And the left side tires now going on. Gordon keeping the engine gunning full of fuel. He is away.
Just 15.5 seconds stop for Jeff Gordon.
He was revving that engine trying to make sure when he let the clutch, release the clutch on that car, he did not kill the engine.
Here comes Matt Kenseth down pit road for what should be his last pit stop.
Meanwhile, Ward Burton continues to move away from Jerry Nadeau. It was 8.5 seconds on lap 277, and now it's up to almost a 10-second advantage. Now Matt Kenseth is in, Bill.
This is a big stop for these guys. They made a track bar adjustment, chasing that Rookie of the Year award. 4 tires and fuel. Matt should be good leading into the race.
And Dave Blaney is about to take away the 4th spot for Rusty Wallace, or at least is going to give it his best shot here as they head down into 1, but he couldn't get it done.
We saw the 43 car of John Andretti there in front of him and knew that that could be a factor as they come up on him as Bobby Hamilton makes the pit stop. As we watch this.
Getting close. We're getting close. We're getting close to the finish here. Who do you think is going to win? I want to hear it in the chat. Who do you got for the win? Is it going to be Ward Burton? Is it going to be Nadu? Is it going to be who else is on the running? Is it going to be Labonte? Who do you got in the chat?
Less than 40 laps to go in the 2000 Winston Cup season. And in our coverage of this series, which dates back to 1981.
Jerry Labonte.
Of course, he finished before.
He's back in the 16th position. He's a couple of laps down.
But just take a wild guess. I don't know.
Mike Skinner dropped back to 8th position after that pit stop. And
did you create your character? No, I did not. Tiffany Fisher Artist has made all of my OCs. I gave if you check my about section on the channel, you'll find her YouTube channel. But she's the one who's made all my OCs. Obviously, you got to give credit where credit is due. So, very talented artist, and highly recommend checking her out, checking her stuff out.
Well, Rusty Wallace coming down pit road for his final stop if this race stays green. They've said 4 tires on the radio. We'll see if they really change 4. They clean the windshield.
See, are they gonna take 4?
Go to the right side first. The one thing you have to keep in mind when you short pit is that you could get burned by the caution. Indeed, they do take 4 tires and send Rusty back out. Great stop for those guys.
Fantastic stop by Rusty and his crew. Their profile pics is kind of interesting. Ooh, 2858. We got a 2858 update. Oh my god, the logo takes me back. Oh my god, the jingle takes me back, man. Oh man. That 2858 jingle just gives me goosebumps, man. And now Dale Earnhardt's in for his final stop.
The GM Goodwrench Service Plus Chevy arrives in his pit box, Jerry.
And the 7-time Winston Cup champion trying to finish second in the points. It's 19 points separating he and Jeff Burke when the day began. They cleaned the windshield. It'll be 4 tires. Once again, ever so slight on the air pressure to free the car up for these final laps here. The final 32 laps start away.
We go, Earnhardt down the way.
Slow on Earnhardt on the Goodwrench Chevrolet that time as Jeff Gordon goes by. Car he's been racing with most of the day.
Still out front is Ward Burton. The interval is 10.5 seconds back to Jerry Nadeau, but he needs a pit stop, and it could come very soon.
He just keeps pulling away from these guys. He's still running around 180 miles per hour. I know they've got to stop, but I would think that they would are not looking.
I don't even think Warburton cares.
Because this set of tires has been good.
Has been really, really good for Warburton. .3 that time. The team is poised on the wall, waiting for him when he decides to come in.
You know, you wonder if they leave it to the driver's discretion, or I think that it's a joint call between the driver and the crew chief. They've been looking at that tire wear and know that they have to make another pit stop. But as Benny said, they hate to make one as good as that car is running right now, but it might pay them to come on in and get new tires on it.
As soon as Warburton feels anything the least bit funky, he will be on pit road. If he goes in the corner, if he gets a spot of oil and that car slips, he's going to think tires, and he's going to head for pit road. Funky,
Out of the ordinary.
Okay, this time, 4 tires of fuel. This time.
There we go.
Fuel.
Stand by.
Go use your hand signal. You can't find a 43 spotter.
He said, be sure and use your head. His spotter told him that I can't find the 43 spotter. So move over, give him a signal, let him know your intentions, that you're going on pit road, so he will not run in the back of you. And here he comes, the leader of the race.
Pit stop has to be perfect for Warburton if he is going to close out this race.
Bring it on down, buddy. 3,600. Bring on. There'll be 4 tires. 4 tires, no adjustment. 5, 4, 3, 6.
That was Tommy Baldwin Jr., the crew chief, making the call. Warburton has not had a top 5 finish since March of this year. He won at Darlington, then finished 3rd at Bristol a week later, and has been out of the top 5 ever since.
What are you doing for Christmas? We're mostly gonna be home, but we're gonna be going to quite a lot of masses. I'll tell you that over the next few days.
They've gone to the right side, now the left side for Labonte. No adjustment for Bobby Labonte. They are short pitting. They can probably make it.
Oh, stuck at home with the oh, that sucks, man. Oh, that sucks. I hope you feel better soon. Hopefully it's not COVID.
Changer on the interstate batteries. Pontiac had all kind of problems that time, and we saw a 20-second stop. Bill Weber.
Sterling Marlin.
Sterling Marlin on pit road. They talked it over, talked about just doing 2 right side tires, saw that everyone else took 4. They're going to take 4 as well. Obviously, just topping off the fuel cell. Left side tires going on. Sterling Marlin away in the Bell South ride, and we go to.
There's Jerry Nadeau.
Jerry Nadeau is in for 4 tires after they were planning on stopping with 4 laps to go, but as soon as they saw Bobby Labonte coming in pit, they decided they could not allow him to beat them by short pitting. So Nadeau is down and away with a good stop on the team's stopwatch. It was 14.4.
But now that puts Mike Skinner in the lead. Will his strategy pay off? Will the car hold out? Remember, he led so many laps here in the spring and failed to finish the race, finishing in 30th position. Well, the last few laps when we come back. Well, the question that we asked going to break was answered very quickly. The strategy that Mike Skinner had, well, it's
kind of backfired.
Shortly after that, Warburton passed him. Warburton has the lead and has separated himself by almost 4.5 seconds over Mike Skinner. Now, what about the 18 car, though?
We talk about this 18 car in the pit crew all year long. They have just been super. But watch this right rear tire. Barry Cook goes around. They throw the tire on.
Yeah, Skinner almost won Atlanta in the spring.
The right rear tire is sitting on the air hose. Derek Jennings, the catch can man, finally pulls it out from under the car.
He had so many good chances to get wins. Just never came.
Well, here's, all of the Roush cars we've seen that overheat Roush himself. And they're putting water in Kurt Busch's car. We've seen it on the 99 car. We saw it on other cars from the Roush stables.
Right now, the 18 and 93 are racing for position.
Yeah, that John Deere scheme, as Darian says it famously. That's very, very solid paint, very good paint job.
But they are about 22 seconds behind Ward Burton. Jerry Nadeau's 5.7 seconds behind Ward Burton.
But Jerry Nadeau is gaining on Ward Burton.
Nope.
But now, can he continue
17 to go.
at the pace that he is? Look at Burton. He knows
Look at that. He might take it 3 wide. And he's gonna make it stick.
They're turning lap speeds of 184, 185 miles an hour. We've been talking about 178, 179, 180. I mean, they've stepped it up.
Down to John Kernan.
And then there's good reason for that. Tony Furr, for the first time this race after this last pit stop.
And Nadeau, he actually kind of is closing.
He had been holding him back throughout the entire race from the beginning, preaching to take it easy, be easy on the tires, save fuel. But after this last pit stop, Tony got on the radio and said, Jerry, go for it. Take it to the front. He said, you can do it. You're a half a second a lap faster than Ward Burton.
15 to go.
Only 15 laps to go.
And every time Ward Burton puts some of those cars in between himself and Jerry Nadeau, that's working to his advantage. And he's mowing through that traffic with ease right now. Now, Nadeau might be able to do the same thing. Here comes Ward up on some more traffic.
That last lap, Jerry Nadeau ran over 185 miles per hour average speed as he tries desperately to get his first victory in NASCAR Winston Cup racing, but he's got to catch that car, the cat car.
14 to go.
Lap interval. This lap is 4.3, and the caution is out.
Oh no! Scott Pruitt brings out the caution with 14 to go.
Was running in the 28th position, 4 laps down.
Well, this is going to help Mike Skinner for one, because he was trying to go all the way, but he was going backwards.
Look at all these cars trying to get a lap.
Oh!
Gets hit from behind and spins, does a nice 360 and keeps going.
Good save.
How about that?
That is unbelievable. And the grandstand stand and give him a standing ovation. I think I will. Attaboy, Wally.
Boy, Joy Chitwood would be proud of that, wouldn't he? Man.
So now, what happens as far as pit stops?
Dude, the left rear tire is flat and Pruitt's
tires on it.
Yeah, left rear tire is flat. Now it is indeed 11 p.m. here on the East Coast. 8 p.m. on the West. Wherever you are.
The left rear tire is up.
We're about to wrap up another rewatching stream. But we still have 13 more laps to finish. Oh, he got, yep. John Andretti hooked him.
Just like they teach you at the Joey Chitwood driving.
That's incredible wheel right there by Wally.
Got a new sponsor on TV there, Pizza Hut. Dramatic way to do it.
Well, we have 314 laps about to be completed.
It's looking like we might possibly have one final round of pit stops.
Well, you know they're going to stop, put tires on, because right now we only have 9 cars in the lead lap. But will somebody stay out and try to steal one?
That's what I'm thinking.
Ward comes in, I'm coming in.
If Ward comes in, I'm coming in.
Okay, now the game of chess begins.
Here we go.
See.
15, 17.
Ward, is he going to stop? Is he going to? Oh, yes.
Yeah, board's spinning. Everybody's coming in.
Ray Dunlap.
4 tires here for Mike Skinner, but no gas, guys. They don't want to take a chance on any mistakes here, and they like the way the car is handling, but it will be a 4
Right side tires for Nadu? Oh, this is an interesting call. Ward Burton only goes 2 tires. Oh, Skinner's gonna be flying through this field.
Ward Burton leads the race off pit road, and we are now set up for what could be a thrilling finish to the season. Field gets the signal.
Whereas Skinner looks to be, he might be restarting in the 6th position.
As they are right now, the only positions that have changed in the top 10, very important one, Dale Earnhardt now in the runner-up spot, and Jeff Burton is in the 3rd. But again, look, only 4 points separate them in the battle for the 2nd place. Okay,
Yeah, Mike Skinner 6th.
9 cars on the lead lap. Burton, Nadu, Wallace, Blaney, Marlin, Skinner, Labonte, Earnhardt, and Gordon are the ones that are left to battle it out.
There's 16 through 30.
Yeah, Scott Weber's 23rd. I mean, that's still very good, very good, very good.
Now with 6 cars
Still a solid run.
So Jeff Burton back in 13th spot, 1 lap down. But he has 1, 2, 3 cars in front of him.
All right, y'all, you ready for a restart?
Those cars. And Earnhardt, who's in 8th position, doesn't pass anyone. Burton will beat Earnhardt for the
runner-up position. They've waved off the restart.
Oh, they waved it off.
Green the next time around.
Damn.
We'll take a break so that we will be back when they restart. Back at the Motor Speedway, and we have just a few more laps of racing to go in the 2000 season. Ward Burton is at the front of the field.
Be 7 laps to go when they come back this time.
7 to go.
Bob can never figure that out without his calculator.
All right, everybody.
All right, pace car's about off. We're just about to settle
Yeah, they're leaving a lot of space.
Rusty laying back for that great start.
Oh, Nadu got the jump.
Blaney gets way up high on the track and gets loose, and look at him charge toward the front of the field as Nadu.
And here comes Labonte, the 18 car with 4 fresh tires. And look what a run he has. Do what you want.
Do what you want.
What a start for Nadu, but what a start for Labonte. It's gonna be 2 versus 4 tires.
Ward Burton, however, has 2nd, and look at Dale Earnhardt using the middle groove to hang in there in 3rd and challenge Ward for 2nd.
Bobby Labonte got his momentum broken there for momentarily, and Earnhardt just shot right up in there. Mike Skinner now coming up through there. He has 4 fresh tires as well.
I believe Dale has 4 fresh tires too, so can Dale Earnhardt possibly catch him with only just a handful of laps left? Oh, there's a tire on the track. Let them race. Let them race.
That's too bad. Had a great run going here. Possible top 5 finish going.
Uh-oh. Oh, is that gonna bring out a caution?
Stay in front of Earnhardt. That is the question.
Well, a first-time winner possibly, but probably the worst thing you could imagine is having the number 3 car in your rearview mirror as you enter the last 4 laps.
4 to go.
Earnhardt's car has been very, very good for a few laps on a restart.
They don't have it. A few laps to go. He's going to have to really pick up some speed. Nadu's car is
He's gonna have Earnhardt. He's gonna have to put the jets on.
And Bobby Labonte, I really thought he'd be able to do something with those 4 fresh tires.
Nadu now has 3 more laps to go.
3 laps left.
0.06 seconds.
That time, Jerry Nadu ran over 187 miles per hour with 2 fresh tires.
Jerry Nadu's best Atlanta finish. Best Atlanta finish in 5 races, 20th last November.
Earnhardt seems to be losing ground.
He definitely is, Benny. Nadu pulling away. Here's fierce battle.
2 to go.
Jeff Gordon and Ward Burton. And just glancing up at the scoreboard, Jeff Burton has not been able. He's passed one car, Benny, but he needs to pass one more.
I think Earnhardt is honestly gonna run out of time. Nadu might be just that good. And here we go with the white flag.
One more lap to go in the 2000 NASCAR Winston Cup season. The interval is 1.2 seconds between Nadu and Dale Earnhardt.
Back it down and coast through this corner.
Back in March of '81, Darrell Waltrip took the checkered flag to win the very first race that we televised on ESPN. And in November of 2000, Jerry Nadu wins the final race on ESPN.
I let Bob do all the talking there. What a race. What a race.
103rd race, the fourth first-time winner of 2000, and the 14th different winner this year. Tying a mark set in 1991. Congratulations to the Hendrick team.
Very Wadu.
The last time that we had a first-time winner at Atlanta was Jim Hurtubise in the spring of 1966. There's the champion, Bobby Labonte, but the winner here this afternoon, Jerry Nadu. We'll be right back.
Good stuff. And look at that. There we go. That was starting to he was burning it down.
ESPN's live coverage of the Napa 500 from Atlanta Motor Speedway being brought to you by Team Monte Carlo. The cars more champions depend on.
Oh, that was fun.
By Valvoline Max Life, the first motor oil formulated for higher mileage engines. And by
That was a lot of fun to do with this once again another rewatching stream. I had absolutely fun time. I hope you guys did too.
Nadu still hasn't found.
And
He might be stuck now. He's got enough help there, though. I think they can get him back to the victory lane.
Those guys are so happy they can't stand themselves. All right, guys, push him out of there. But
there's Bobby Labonte taking his victory lap.
Here are the unofficial results. Earnhardt finishes second in the race and in the championship. Ward Burton finishes in third position. There's 16 through 30. And now the remainder of the field, Jeffrey Bodine will finish 43rd, and Darrell Waltrip in his final race finishes 34th. There are the final points. The season is over.
Yep, Dale Earnhardt got second
Ricky Rudd
in the standings.
are in the top 5, and of course we'll have live coverage of the NASCAR Winston Cup banquet from the Waldorf Astoria, in which the top 10 finishers make the stage and get all that money. Now to Jerry Punch.
This will be a celebration to remember. 30-year-old Jerry Nadu, his 103rd career start. He becomes the 4th first-time winner in the year 2000. And take a listen. Jerry, congratulations. Here is John Hendrick. John Hendrick comes in to give him a big hug. Congratulations. Win number 1 of hopefully many to come.
I can't believe it.
Tony Furr, the crew chief, coming to
Yeah, absolutely love to see it.
I hate it. My mom and dad aren't here. My wife, Jada. I'm excited. These guys are the best in the world. I tell you, I got to thank Michael Holligan for being on board all year long. We had a tough year, but what a way to end the season. The car was flawless. The guys did an awesome job on pit road. I got to thank Hendrick Motorsports, all the guys at the engine shop. Honey, I'll be home soon.
You know, you showed your strength all day. It's okay to show your emotions. I mean, this is win number 1. Jerry, outstanding effort. The last few laps, you saw Bobby Labonte coming, Earnhardt, others coming. Did you think, man, am I going to have my hands full here these last 4 or 5?
I didn't know what was going to happen there. I couldn't believe that the 22 car was in front of us the whole time, and you know, I thought we had a pretty healthy lead before that, and then all of a sudden he was ahead of me by the end of the race, and so we put on 2 tires, same as they did, but the car was just awesome. I mean, we were catching him every lap, and I'm just so excited. These guys are the best. I want to say hello to my mom and dad, my sister down in Florida, and my wife, Jada. I'm just so excited.
Jerry, in 1981, on our first ESPN telecast, we saw a young up-and-coming driver named Darrell Waltrip win. And on our last telecast today, we see another up-and-coming young driver, Jerry Nadeau, win. We wish you the best of luck. Go win some championships and win some more races.
I really thank you. I know you can't fill Darrell Waltrip's shoes, but it's good to win this race, especially the last race he's been in. Thank you.
Jerry Nadeau in victory lane for the very first time in his career, but it
You
was
absolutely love to see that. Absolutely love to see that.
Bobby Labonte is, of course, the champion for the 2000 season. The stage has been assembled here at the start-finish line, and Bobby Labonte is about to receive the congratulations of everyone for that feat. But here's what it's like to win your first Winston Cup race.
There's the burnout.
What you do when you finally take that checkered flag.
We've seen a lot of the donut-type situations with various drivers, and he must have practiced that. He knew how to do it.
He knew exactly how to do it. You know, this is the last time I work with Bob Jenkins in the next little while. But, Bob, the last 12 years has been an absolute privilege and a pleasure, and I love you, man.
Thank you. You too, Big P.
Sure have it's been a joy over the years. This will be my last time to work with any of you because this is my last Winston Cup broadcast. It's been a great ride. Thanks.
And then Jarrett, this was also his last broadcast.
Special presentation, Darrell Waltrip, a champion salute. That can be seen at 9:30 Eastern Time on Sunday here on ESPN2. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful run here for the past 20 years on ESPN doing NASCAR Winston Cup
And
racing.
here comes,
our congratulations go to everyone.
Here comes, I'm sure, the part everyone might shed a tear or two.
Had an outstanding race here today, and to Bobby Labonte, who is the champion for 2000. Throughout life, we as individuals and professionals invest countless time, money, and effort in search of all the elusive elements that can bring our health and happiness to the next level. But every once in a while, magic happens. That special combination that just cannot be explained. It just happens. On a Sunday afternoon at Rockingham in 1981, the magic began. We now arrive at a moment that every member of this team had wished would never come for over a year. The time we knew that we all must go our separate ways, and then hopefully, just for a while, our NASCAR Winston Cup coverage. As the senior member of the team, I've accepted the responsibility of saying farewell. And believe me, it is not easy. Benny, Ned, Jerry, John, Bill, Mike Wells, our director, and Neil Goldberg, our producer, and a lot of other behind-the-scenes people, and I, have become like family over the years. And although I and several other members of this team will continue to be seen on ESPN, our time together as a team is over. We thank everyone at NASCAR and the various tracks we've visited, but most importantly, we thank you, our fans, who have contributed so much to our coverage down through the years. It was for you that we've done this since 1981. Without you, there would have been no magic. And so it is to you that we dedicate these next few moments. We hope you take pride, as we will, in what we've accomplished on those more than 200 Sunday afternoons.
This isn't the same without him, man. I believe that might be it. I believe that possibly might be it. I mean, I could just skip ahead. Yep. And there you have it, everybody. That has been another special, very special, very special rewatching stream here on the channel. Like I said, this has been really fun. It's always been a blast doing these things. You know, reflecting on on history and I know this one was a special, very special one. Especially to honor the life of Bob Jenkins. He was one of the best broadcasters anybody could ever ask for. To ever put on a headset and speak into a microphone. He was one of the best out there. And I'm more than thankful that I've grown up listening to many of his broadcasts, not just with NASCAR, but also with IndyCar and several others, several other racing programs, racing series, and all that. So it's been an honor to have listened to you all these years, Bob, and we miss you every day. Cancer sucks, but we love you and we thank you for all that you've done. And I know this year has been especially different. You know, this past week in general has been pretty difficult for the NASCAR community, but it's something I really wouldn't you know, there is some tragedy about Kozlowski. You know, it's been tough, but the NASCAR community, we're all together as a family, and it's a very special one. But anyways, and just like family, I hope you watching this stream, or whenever you get the chance to see this, I hope you get to spend your holiday season with the people you love, those who care about you, and those who always have your back, no matter what you're going through, and don't take family for granted. Don't take family for granted by any means. You may have those days where everything doesn't go right, but your family loves you, and it's very, and you know, sometimes, especially during this time of the year, it can be difficult, you know, especially with this whole COVID thing, but just know that your family, that family, friends, and everybody you can meet is a wonderful person in each of their own ways. And Bob Jenkins was just another one of those special people who had a special talent. He got to share many special moments with us over the years. So, that being said, thank you, Bob, for all that you've done. We wouldn't be here without you. And obviously we're gonna keep your legacy alive for generations to come, especially involving with the future of NASCAR. So anyways, with that being said, that is going to do it for this rewatching stream of the 2000 Napa 500, Bob Jenkins' final NASCAR broadcast. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this stream for a very long time. I really wish the reception could have been a little bit, the turnout would have been a little bit better, but that's okay. Just as long as I'm able to get this up and keep this up. I don't care what the reception is. I'm just glad we got to honor Bob Jenkins here tonight. And yeah. So to all my fans, whenever you do see this, I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. And also a very healthy and prosperous 2022. I will have another video out. I will have another video out sometime next week. I will have one more video to close out 2021. Before we head into a brand new era and new chapter, a new year. And like I said, yeah, a brand new era for the Blue Jimmy Revolution. It's gonna be big. 2022. I have big goals on mind, and I want to do so much in 2022. And you guys are the reason why you push me to do these types of things, and with the first big surprise I have planned for y'all in the new year, it's I think y'all are gonna be really excited when you hear about this news. But anyways, with that said, hope you guys have a very, very Merry Christmas. Stay safe. If you're going anywhere, if you are going anywhere to be with your families, stay safe out there. Stay healthy. If you haven't done already, do your part. I mean, we may have a COVID surge right now, but I know we could push through all of this. But anyways, folks, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, join the Blue Jimmy Revolution today. I will see you guys on the next video. Remember, stay safe, wear the mask. As always, stay humble and kind. Be sure to get the vaccine. Rest in peace, Bob Jenkins. We love you.